sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink, I got my music, I'ma share it, but today I'm yelling, bitch, don't kill my vibe. 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 Look inside of my soul, you can find gold and maybe get rich. Look inside of your soul and you can find out it never exists. I can feel the changes. I can feel a new life. I always knew life can be dangerous. I can say that I like the challenge and you tell me it's painless. You don't know what pain is. How can I paint this picture when the club line is hanging with you? Fell on my face and I woke with a scar. Another mistake living deep in my heart. Wearing on top of my sleeve in a flick. I can admit that it did look like yours. Why you resent every making of this? Tell me your purpose is petty again. But even a small lighter can burn a bridge. Even a small lighter can burn a bridge. I can feel the changes. I can feel the new people around me. Just wanna be famous. You can see that my city finally put me on stages. To me that's amazing. To you that's a quick check. With all this respect, let me say this. I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink, I got my music, I will share it, but today I'm yelling. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. 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 I'm trying to keep it alive and not compromise the feeling we love. You're trying to keep it deprived and only co-sign what radio does. And I'm looking right past you. We live in a world on 2 different axles. You live in a world, you're living behind the mirror. I know what you're scared of. Feel emotions inferior. Shit is vital. I know you had to. This shit is
This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone. I just can't let this go. This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone. I just can't let it.
Yo quiero mi morena, tan rico que se ve mi morena. Mira como mueve, así morena. Mira como goza, goza morena. Mira como toma, toma la morena. Tan rico que se ve la morena. Mira como mueve, así morena. Mira como goza, goza morena. Mira como toma, tómalo. Esperando pa' tu tiempo, mi amor para ti no es un ejemplo. Y ahora tú me digas que tú sabes que yo soy para ti como la clave permanente. Esto es pa' tu mente, quiero ser tuyo por siempre. Y yo quiero que te sientas como yo me siento. Mira por ejemplo. Siempre voy a estar aquí a tu lado. Nunca me voy a cansar. Solamente yo te quiero enseñar qué tan caro es. Mírate qué tan caro es. Yo quiero mi morena, tan rico que se ve mi morena. Mira como mueve, así morena. Mira como goza, goza morena. Mira como toma, toma mi morena. Tan rico que se ve la morena. Mira como mueve, así morena. Mira como goza, goza.
Ahora tú me dices que tú sabes.
Tómalo.
Te veo bailando, te veo gozando, te veo andando por la calle, mi morena. Yo sigo pensando, si yo sigo pensando que yo te quiero en mi brazo, mi morena. Yo te quiero en mi brazo, mi morena.
Yo quiero mi morena, tan rico que se ve mi morena. Mira como mueve, así morena. Mira como goza, goza morena. Mira como toma, toma mi morena. Tan rico que se ve la morena. Mira como mueve, así morena. Mira como goza, goza morena. Mira como toma, tómalo.
Morena, qué suave, morena, ay qué linda, morena, qué gustosa, morena.
Nobody telling me what to say. This from the brain, from the heart, from the soul, from the streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got. I get.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah, lead the way. I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no better one, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell me good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible now, before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah, and nothing can stop me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies.
Come on in, come
So
on in.
tell me good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
Yo, yo. We are back. We are back. We are back.
You want to come on with me tonight? It's been a while.
So what is this? You just want to be held, or you want the held to be?
What you think it is? I want the LD, baby. And then I want to be held. That's all right with you?
You know me. It's my duty to please that booty.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. You are here at another episode of the Black Bottom Broadcast, where we here to bring the real, have grown folks conversations, and have a good time talking about it. I am your host, Ross Lee, and if you are new, please come on in, take your shoes off, hit the like button, and definitely hit the subscribe and the bell so you can get all future notifications of my live stream. We got a lot to talk about. I'm not going to try to do as long as I did on my Tuesday live stream, but shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's watching the clouds. Shout out to everyone that finished a positive week. I hope everything was good. I hope everybody was safe. And I also hope that you're all striving to be the best version of yourself. This week and these last few weeks has really showed me a lot about individuals, about content creators, about the overall cash grab and opinions of people all over the YouTube streets. You know, um, it is obvious that everyone wants to have a successful platform, have good followers, have good moderators, have good um, fans that come in and give their opinions on whatever they talk about, right? That's what we all strive out here to do. Have a very successful platform to give to people so we can be informed, so we can be entertained, and we can chop it up, so to speak, with each other. But with this whole situation that's been going on with this political shit, the things that's been going on in the internet streets as far as the YouTube creators, the things that go on in everyday life in our community, I'm really starting to see that a lot of us have a lot to learn and to try to understand that what you eat don't really make everybody shit. What your opinion is exactly what that is your opinion, and you're entitled to that. But others have their opinions as well. A lot of people got to understand that everyone's not going to like you. You're going to have some people that respect you. You're going to have some people that actually like you. You're going to have people that actually tolerate you. And also, you're going to have people that dislike you for whatever reason. Maybe how you move, maybe what you say, maybe how you carry yourself, maybe how you react to certain things. It's just a part of life. We're not here to please everyone. This is not the utopia. This is not the technicolor dream coat of life. It's just not gonna happen, you know. So with that being said, don't get so hard up in your feelings when people don't always agree with what you say. Okay? That's the one thing that a lot of us is trying to see and trying to understand and what we're gathering. There are two sides to things. There's your side, that side, and what's in the middle. Everybody's not going to ride with what you believe in. Everyone's not going to ride with what the other people believe. But what I will say is that the respect level that what's been going on these internet streets these last 2 3 weeks has been to mass proportions, all for clout, all for clicks and likes, all for money. Shout out to those that's tuned in right now. Shout out to everybody that's watching the clouds. Hey, like I said, if you are new and you coming in, hit the like button and definitely hit the subscribe and the bell button for all future live streams that we do. Come on in, let's help build this platform. I know I'm kind of choppy right now. Like I said, these last couple of weeks, my internet or my connection on StreamYard. It's been doing some crazy shit, and it ain't been really um helping my cause. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it is what it is. But we're gonna go on. well, how I always do, and start off with a body cam. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant. And the name of this is Baby Mama Finds Out That the Grass Wasn't Greener. So we're gonna check this out and then we're gonna give our own commentary to it as well. So check it out.
Leak is the channel, guys. Links in the description. If you ain't know who I do this for, I only do these videos for my audience. So if you want to see my big head popping up talking throughout this video, just click the link, go over there, and check out Body Cam Leak. Let's go. God bless Ohio.
Thank you.
Come on, look at this girl.
Oh,
look what she
boy.
did.
Here we go.
This game was given to me on Christmas. I have been talking to this girl for 5 months. I haven't talked to this girl in 5 months. This game was given to me on Christmas. She called me and asked me if she want to talk. She came through.
If you don't get your ass out this man place, it's my game. It's my game. Clearly, he don't want you. All right. She did whatever she could to get in the house. Y'all see that?
Hit me with the cords. Like, I've done nothing to this girl, bro. Broke my house
You did the
up.
right thing.
Does she live here?
No, I live here.
Press charges.
Yeah, she done that shit. This is my house. All right.
Press charges, King.
My game.
Relax, stop.
No, because it's
live
my.
here? Do you live-
No, it's his house. He let me in. I was about to take my game, and he put his hands on me.
Clearly, he made a mistake by letting you in. Did you hear that? He let me in. Yeah, that was his first mistake.
Like I have the receipt.
Are you hurt at all?
I'm okay right now, but I have the receipt. I just want to take my game and go.
Oh, okay.
I ain't with him in months. I just
All
want
right.
my game and go. I bought the PS5. I have the fucking receipt. Do you need to say it? See it?
Yeah, sure.
Because are you gonna get it for me? If you're not gonna get it for me,
Stay here for a second.
like it's my game.
Hold on.
You're just my child's father. I mean, you're just my daughter's mother. You come in here, f***ing my house up, snatch the game. Yes, she did pay for the game. Like, it was a
You're just my daughter's mother is crazy. It's crazy how we doing these relationships, dog. How we do each like dog, like that's the most important relationship you could have is the relationship with the parent that's gonna bring your baby into this world. My God. And we act like it ain't nothing. You hear, homeboy? Man, you just my baby. You're just my child's.
This is just another episode of Broken Homes. This is just another episode of bad parenting, dysfunction, and lack of when a lot of these parents raise their children, because eventually these children grow up and become adults. So if they don't know how to conflict resolve, if they don't know how to emotionally regulate themselves, if they don't know how to have discernment and to understanding who you come in contact with, and you're just being around people because it's convenient, or you're around people because they can give you something that you're not getting elsewhere, and not really truly respecting, you know, what you guys got going on. This can be the outcomes of what happened, especially in this day and time, because more and more I'm starting to see that relationships in this new modern time is far and in between. It is far in between. And these youngsters that's coming up, they're not even giving a shit about it. So they looking at it like, well, If I can get something out of it, what I want, that's all I'm asking for, and that's all I'm gonna need. I ain't gonna try to expect anything else. Said the structure of the family is totally broken. But all right, let's go.
Mama, what do you want? Let's keep watching.
Gift. Yes, she did pay for the game. It was a gift. But so how are you getting mad coming here and taking shit? Trying to break my shit like. Alright. Man, put my hands on this girl like.
Oh, by the way, if you're new coming in, like I always say, hey, get you some water, eat you some fruit, roll you a blunt, have you a beer, get you a cocktail. Like my man Big Mike say, get you some juice, but leave them pills alone, because them mugs will kill you. All right, let's go.
Like that's not fair, like.
It's my
I've heard you say it like 20 times. Just chill out, let us do our thing. Okay.
I've been saying this shit for an
Okay, but it's
hour.
not changing anything. So what's your name?
Ashley,
I think these wigs and weaves got spirit, y'all. Could be wrong. I don't think I am. No.
we
I don't
talked
think
to
I am.
we
No.
was beefing for a minute. We have a child
Is there a
together.
physical fight with you guys?
He put his hands on me. He always puts his hands on me. I done lost all my fucking charms.
What do you mean when you say he put his hands on you?
We're trying to get her trying to get her ass out the apartment, but she ain't want to leave. How much you want to bet that's what it was? How much you want to bet that's what it was? Trying to get your ass out the apartment.
And a lot of times in these kind of volatile relationships, especially if the man is older, right? A lot of men, and this is a true thing, and it's been going on since the beginning of time, that older men are more attracted to younger women. But see, the problem and the disconnect comes from not properly vetting to be around you. And like I said, that comes from a lack of a family structure, a lack of guidance, a lack of knowing how to assess individuals according to their behavior. And a lot of brothers tend to fall and get themselves involved with the wrong kind of women because of how they aesthetically look. They're not paying attention to the red flags or how they react to things. They're not paying attention to the red flags of how they were brought up. They wasn't paying attention to none of these things. They just looked at her as like, oh man, she looked like this, she got this, she got that. You know, it's just the outer part. And in certain situations, what they can do behind closed doors. And that's all fine and dandy. That only could go so far. I think brothers really need to stop picking women according to what they can do on you instead of what they can do for you. Meaning, stop getting all wrapped up in the sexual aspect of that one. Okay? Because when people are on survival mode or they're trying to latch on to something they may think can help them elevate themselves because they're not in a situation to elevate themselves because they say they so independent, they will latch on to a man that will give them something that they're not taking care of for themselves. But y'all say y'all independent, which is kind of like oxymoron because it's like you're being hypocritical on what you're saying because if you're so independent and you don't need this from a man, if you don't want this from a man, why is it that we see these situations of men, women being involved with men that they're not compatible? But all right, but listen.
It was a different person. I'm
I'm
so
trying to tell
sorry.
you, some of these chicks is like vampires, dog. Once you invite them in, it's like you gonna need garlic. You gonna need all types of different things. You know what I mean? You may find somebody who's into Santeria. You may have to go outside the box just to get somebody to leave.
Teacher, I'm so tired. I done lost all my times on my fucking bracelet. He always putting his hands on me.
What happened to that?
It's always that. That'd be the first thing a lot of these youngsters be saying, especially these ladies, though. They always putting their hands on them. Look, ladies, if these men are so dog washed and no good and abusive, mentally, physically, whatever the case may be, why do you, one, entertain them? Two, why do you have children with them? Three, why don't you just leave them alone and go about your business? It would be a lot easier with whatever's going on and y'all just grow up and just figure out, like, look, if we got something that's kind of bonding us and it didn't work out, look, if nothing else, let's just take care of this and make sure our child is straight. Too much selfish shit going on, but all right, but come on, let's go.
I called him. I was being nice, you know. I wanted to see him. He's like, yeah, you can come over. All I did was ask him, like, oh, you got somebody super there. He started turning up on me. Yeah, I got another.
Here?
No, I don't live here. He told me to come over. He said,
If y'all aren't together, what does it matter? What does it matter? Y'all ain't together, so what's the point? Who cares?
getting off work, I came over, you know. Yeah, I got another this, that. Like, we have a child together. I'm just trying to,
Of course you do,
conversate with him. I ain't let my daughter come over here for a minute, so I'm just trying to conversate with him, trying to get to an understanding, and it turned left.
Okay.
It turned left.
You got a car out here, something like that?
Yeah.
Which one? Which one's yours?
The white one. The white Nissan. Yeah.
It's situations like this that be making me wonder if it's like, okay, he does these things. You're complaining about how y'all interact with each other, but yet he ain't at your crib. He's not at your place of residence. You're over there where he at. So, which one is it? Is it that he's such a bad person? He ain't on his shit correct, or whatever the case may be. And what? I mean, where are we going at? But all right, well, let's finish.
But all I wanted was my game. I left it over here. It's my game.
You guys have a kid together, you said?
Yes.
And you don't have any injuries whatsoever?
I got stuff on my hand, but that's it. Like, I don't know.
Let me see your hands.
Like, just little cut. Like, but I don't got nothing, I don't think.
Put your phone in the purse real quick.
He manhandling me, and this shit happened. Why I gotta
Stop. Don't knock yourself. I will drop you. Stop. It's going to
I gotta go to jail?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Hands behind the domestic brisket. Come on.
What's going on?
Man, you guys got to get together. It's domestic violence. He's got injuries. You don't, okay?
I got injuries on my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to injure your hand for fucking that nigga up. See, as time goes on, law enforcement and people abroad are starting to see more and more and more that this Me Too shit is dead. Is this you always so quick to to say that the man did this, the man did that, the man put hands on me, the man abused me, the man did all this other shit. More and more. What's up, Big Mike? I see you in the house. More and more people across the board are starting to see the game that a lot of these victimizing ass people be doing. And that's always claiming victim. But yet and still, you're so goddamn independent. You're so um don't need anybody. You're so hey, it is what it is, right? Anyway, but let's keep going.
Yes, from hitting that man. That's why you got injuries on your hand. You think that helps you? Look, I got injuries on my hand from where I whooped his ass. That ain't gonna help you.
Like what?
Look how my hand hurt.
Crazy. I'm going to jail.
Jesus.
I mean, most people hand will hurt when you like, you know, put the food pops on them. You know what I'm saying? You know, my knuckles bleeding. Yeah, you hit that motherfucker. Damn, my hand cut. My hand swollen. Yeah, you slapped or punched that motherfucker. I mean, come on. You ain't got a mark on your body. But yet the cops saw that this man had all kind of physical injuries that in their training, in their many cases of domestic, situations, they know something that's freshly did opposed to something that might have been a week old. Like, what are we doing? Come on with that. Y'all got to start treating yourselves better than this, man. Just because a young woman, an older woman, whatever the case, a woman looks a certain way. And looking at her, if she wasn't so volatile, if she wasn't so off the top right now, you will look at her aesthetically like, man, she's nice. But see, where the flip side goes, and where you need to have better discernment, men, is getting to understand her background, especially if you're going to entertain her in the fashion that you're going to spend time with her, cohabitate, whatever the case may be. And like I always tell you, bro, the best way you find out how the woman that you're trying to entertain is to see who they mother and see how they mother move, how they mother talk, how they mother interacts, how they mother handles certain adversity. That'll tell you right off the bat whether this is a person that you want to spend your time with or a person that you might not want to keep messing around with. Always look at these women's family background. They talk about us dusties. They talk about us men. We ain't all that. Hell, at least 70% of us men was brought up by single mothers. So if you want to blame anybody, blame the women that raised them or didn't raise them, for that matter. We are in a dilemma right now, man, because no one wants to hold each other accountable for our flaws, our mistakes, and our bad decision making. Whether it's in our everyday life to try to earn a living, or it's in our personal life, in our relationships. A lot of us do not want to hold each other accountable for the moves and the actions that we make. And just because you might have been brought up in those situations that could have been better than what it was, we can't deny that. It still doesn't give you the right or the path to keep carrying on that same energy. When does it stop? When you decide in yourself, you know what? Damn. Yeah, I remember how that was when I grew up. I remember how some of my family was interacting with each other. I remember how certain classmates and things like that, how they did things, and how I saw this situation happen and that situation happen. That does not mean that you got to follow suit. That does not mean that you got to emulate what the fuck they did. If you got a mind of self, if you got any gumption about yourself, if you really want to have better in life, everyone wants to, I would hope so. Everyone should want to be the best version of themselves, regardless how you moving out here in this world. And that's to be very broad as far as that understanding. You don't have to be a church boy. You don't have to be spiritual. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to be corporate. You don't have to be in the hood. Whatever you do that you feel comfortable with in your own skin to do, if it's to elevate you in whatever it is you're doing and help elevate those that you care about, that you love, it doesn't matter how you move out there. It doesn't. All right, let's finish this up.
Jail?
Yes.
Can we?
People that hit people got to go to jail. People that hit people when they mad, you cannot be a part of civilized society. You cannot be a part of civilized, polite society. You must take the ride.
Talk? Because I'm
We're
confused.
gonna talk when we put you back in the car. We just want to recognize her and get her side of the story.
Y'all really doing this to me?
Yeah.
He's got injuries.
What is this injury? Because I didn't touch him.
I don't know.
No?
So you didn't even go in
That's
there.
what you mean tell me that man whooped his own ass, man? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Like,
Yeah. She basically trying to run a narrative. Yo, man, I don't know how he got those marks on. I don't know how he got these bruises on him. Because you did it. You know, there are so many women that just got it embedded in their mind that they can just put their hands on men without repercussion. And I'm not condoning, domestic violence at all. This is not the channel for that. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not going to do that. But self-defense is self-defense, brothers. Self-defense is self-defense, sisters. They go both ways. That's what I will say. Whoever the aggressor is, if you have to protect yourself, then you protect yourself. But always stay within frame. Don't ever be the first one to kick off a confrontation if you can help it. I know there are situations where some of us in our past was like, you know what, no, I ain't about to let this slide, and you initiate it, try to not do that. Try to be as stoic as you can until you can't no more. That's what I will.
Like it was Fight Club. Remember in Fight Club when dude was whooping his own ass? Is that what you're trying to say this was, sir?
He grabs you up like that and
he grabbed me up.
That means you're going in cuffs.
So he grabbed me up.
Okay.
All right.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to figure all that stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I have nobody.
Probably because you hit people, man. Maybe that's the reason.
Can I call my mom?
We'll go back.
I call mama.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yes.
Crazy. This nigga beats my ass every time.
God bless Akron. Come on.
Man,
Okay.
But this nigga beats my ass every time.
Trust me, if I was manhandling you, it'd be a lot different.
Right.
I'm literally just escorting you.
I'm going to
Now,
jail.
that's a big ass cop too, right? Like manhandling. Come on now.
We're going to figure all that stuff out. All right?
Like, I'm so. Are you serious? You could just take it off me.
Look where it's sitting at. So unless these things unhook, we're just under.
I'm telling you, I get why this is like this, and I get why this man is dealing with this kind of shit. When you look at her without this extra shit, you looking at her in a different kind of way. And you men know what I'm talking about. And it's always been a thing that, oh man, them crazy ones, them crazy women, they got the best this or they got the best that. See, that's what we fuck up at as men. That's what we fuck up at. We look at that kind of scenario instead of looking at the person as a whole, how they conduct themselves, how they move, how they adhere to adversity. A lot of times, these are the most foul, ignorant type of individual. Oh, but the shit was the bomb. So what? Are you more wanting the physical pleasure of a person? Do you weigh that higher than what you weigh the overall actual personality of that person? Because if you feel that the physical and the animalistic mind and the animalistic acts that we do with each other is on a higher level, then put a one in the chat. If you feel that you want to have a person have a more of a better intelligence and y'all can actually come to some kind of a building understanding and respect for each other, respect is key. Damn love, damn affections, damn kissing and hugging and all that other shit. Love don't mean shit if you don't respect. So if you feel that respect and having a better understanding as far as communication is more important, then put a two in the chat. But if you just a horn dog, I'm quite sure, you probably put a one in the chat and don't give a fuck because hell, it is what it is. But all right, let's keep
Just stop right here.
Serious?
Yes, yeah,
Relax.
yeah, yes.
Oh my gosh. It's not domestic violence.
It is.
You guys have to kick together.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You can't hit people is what it means. Look at how confused she is. She's just so violent that she's confused that you can't hit people.
We're just under the strap right here.
Serious?
Yes. Just relax.
Oh my gosh. It's not domestic violence.
Well, you guys have to kick together.
What does that mean?
It would be. You got anything else on you?
I guess in her eyes, her putting her hands or like hitting a man with something ain't domestic violence. It's only domestic violence when the man chokes her out. It's only domestic violence when the man tosses her down the stairs. It's only domestic violence when he knocks her fucking forehead and head between the washer and the dryer. Women don't believe that they commit domestic violence. Ain't that a bitch?
No, what is that? I don't have nothing.
Go ahead. It's right in the car.
Do I have to sit in the car? Can I just sit down? Or like, are you going to sit the door?
I'm going to shut the door.
I need to breathe. This out of here.
Oh, she gonna spit them bars.
Are you serious?
Put your leg in there, man.
God. I've never been arrested in my life.
Okay. First time for everything.
Oh, they everything.
We can't talk with you unless we read you your rights and then you agree to talk to us. So if you don't want to give your side of the story, I mean, that's up to you, okay?
Like, it doesn't make sense. So I told,
Can
like,
I read you your rights?
you can, but I'm just so confused. Well, I'm
She has got some beautiful chocolate skin. I mean, spirit of disobedience on the left.
And unfortunately, the man went all in with it because looking at that shit, I'm quite sure a couple of nights, a few nights, her coming out the shower, baby oiled up, looking all glistening and all this other shit in the moonlight and shit and whatever. That's probably why they popped off that baby that they got now. You know, stuck, just stuck like Chuck. You know, I'm telling you, brothers, if you really want to know who you trying to get involved with, see their family background and how they move. If it's not to your liking, you need to get gone. But at the same time, everybody in families don't all move the same. So you're kind of like at a conundrum with it, right? Because out of like 10 family members, it might be two that just don't move like everyone else. Remember back in the day in the old school children cartoons or children TV shows when these kids is doing their own thing? It's like that. It's like that in all families. One of these kids is just doing their own thing, whether it's good or indifferent.
Yes, but I'm just admiring this girl's skin. It
Now,
is spotless.
that dick,
One in the back of the car.
I told you why back there.
No.
Let me read you your rights, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
Okay.
So you told me he put his hands on me.
Yeah.
When I asked you about injuries, you said you don't have any.
Like,
And then you told me about your hands, but I'm not seeing anything on your hands.
I have a cut on my finger right here. Like, I have cuts on my finger right
I'm slapping the shit out that man.
here.
That looks like an old cut that's healed. It's not even.
No, it just happened today. I swear to
How
God.
did it happen?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was just.
Okay, then if you don't know, it ain't.
somebody say, "Hey, I swear to God." 9 times out of 10, they lying. People will say that shit in a minute, man. On my soul, on my mama, on 4 more white people. Hey, I swear to God, you lying, motherfucker. Stop the cap. You know what I'm saying? Just stop it. Just stop. Because if he was really not doing that, hey, look, I ain't do shit. I ain't gotta go through all this extra, dialogue. I ain't gotta go through trying to super convince you. If I said I didn't do it, guess what? And I know I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it. Period. But
Ain't
it is
nothing
what
he
it is.
did then. You see, you can't even get your lie right.
In there.
Why were
And
you
he
there?
was.
Let's start from the beginning. Why were you there?
Because I called him. We've been, arguing, and I asked him, can we talk? I want to talk to him.
You want to talk to him. Now the
Exactly. Meaning he wasn't checking for you. He wasn't. He didn't figure it out. The time that he spent with you, the ups and the downs, and everything in between, then reached to the point was he had to make a choice. I can do better than this. Just like I see some of you ladies be saying, "Hey, look, I can do better." Men can too. And men, you need to really understand that mindset. You could do better as well. But before you can do better with others, you have to do better with self. You have to know where your flaws are. You have to know where your strengths are. You need to know where your potential is. You need to know the things that you honestly can't do. You might think you can do those things, but if you know you don't have the skill set to try to do certain things, to just don't do it. Like rapping and you know thinking hard out here in the streets, or thinking you about that life, or thinking you a player or thinking, you know, you a P, any of those things. If you ain't got it in you, you ain't got it in you, bro. So stop flex. Stop trying to, you know, show society that you such this baller or player and you spend your whole check on one outfit that you might wear every other day for like a year and shit. That's like your favorite fit. That ain't player. You know what I'm saying? That ain't baller. Real ballers, you see them in an outfit once and you don't see it no more. I'm just saying, since we want to talk about, balling and money and how we move out here in the hood, all these hood rich niggas, it ain't where it's at. Because I'm telling you, if you a true baller and you making what you need to make, they'll see an outfit one time. And the only time they're gonna see it again is off of pictures. And you ain't gonna even want to put that shit on no more after that. If you was really about that life. But anyway, let's.
The truth is coming to light. You had to call him. He didn't call you. You wanted to talk to him. He didn't want to talk to you. He wasn't looking for you. You was looking for him. Come on, man. I'm telling yourself some more.
I love him. I miss him. So I went in there. I'm trying to talk to him. I sit on his lap, and then we just start arguing. We always argue. What did you argue about? Why is he out here?
He was like, you didn't acknowledge what you needed to acknowledge. You're not just going to come over here and try to
Always argue because you don't respect each other. Or however you started y'all's relationship wasn't started organically. It might have started from being a side nigga. It might have started by being a side chick. It might have been started on some chaotic turns of events. And y'all just wound up with each other. It might have turned up one night at the club at a one night stand. And you had it going on. She was with it. She came back. It was what it was. And it ain't left since. I'm quite sure a few men can attest to having situations like that. I'm just saying. There's some women that brag about having one night stands. I know men do, but more and more now you hear women brag about having one night stands for a motherfucker. But this is what comes up. This is what the results of bad decision making happens. This kind of shit.
and try to get me to fuck or sit on my lap or none of that old dumb shit. We have a problem. Okay, I didn't address the problem. Okay, we're not going to bypass the problem, which is what I think she tried to do. She tried to come over here and bypass the problem, and here we are.
Yeah, he's all the way over there. What did you guys argue about?
Because obviously we both love each other, but it's toxic,
Okay.
How is it obvious? Love ain't you sitting in a fucking police squad car. Love ain't seeing the other party with bruises and cuts and abrasions on them because y'all couldn't have a adult conversation without it resorting to violence. Y'all, some of y'all motherfuckers want to say love hurt. No, lustful thinking in relationships without respect, it hurts. That's what hurts. Not that word that y'all fucking freely say so many times, but don't truly mean it. Don't say the word if you don't really truly mean it. And that's a problem with a lot of women as well as a lot of men. Y'all say that word and don't truly mean it. Because if you really meant it, you wouldn't have to say it. You just act as such. Why do we have to constantly tell each other, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you? Because deep down in the back of your mind, you really don't. You're trying to coach yourself into doing and moving a certain way that should be loving, but at the same time, you're not being loving. If you truly love someone, you don't have to prove that by saying it. You just do. Now, I'm not saying that, oh, you can't express it when you feel, hey, I love you. I'm not saying that. But to constantly say that word and you truly don't, you're bullshit. You're bullshit. All right, but let's go.
I don't
Get along,
never.
arguments happen.
Yes, and I don't put my hands on him first. I swear to God, I did not put my hands on him.
How did the argument lead to physical violence between you guys?
He put his hands on me first.
What did he do exactly?
He's strong on me. He's moving me. He's doing this. He's about to put it. He's choking me. Like I just.
Is he trying to get you to leave? Are you leaving that part out?
I don't know.
Can you lift your head up? Did he choke you around your neck?
Yes.
Were you able to breathe?
I can't remember, but
Did you lose consciousness?
no, I didn't lose consciousness.
Was he like
But
pushing
it's
you out
just
of the
like a
apartment?
lot of problems that we always have. No, I left out the apartment.
She don't want peace. She want problems always when she don't get her way. It's a prime example of some women out here that really have a hard time um, emotionally regulating themselves or having any kind of even keel with their personality or attitude. They just be ready to pop off. When things don't go their way, they snap off. When you're not agreeing to what they're saying, they snap off. When you catch them up on some shit, they pop off. Um, when you see the errors of their ways and you try to point that out, they pop the fuck off. There are some women out here that just are not ready to be put in a position of comfort, of protection, of provision, and of structure. There are just some women that just don't deserve it because they don't appreciate it when it's brought to their face because they wasn't taught it. So if they wasn't taught it and you're trying to direct them in those things, they're going to refuse it. And they're going to lash out how they lash out, regardless of the physical and the attraction and the animalistic, you know, attraction that we have for each other as individuals, as humans. All in all, that's one aspect of it. If y'all just not a good fit, you're just not a good fit. This situation is not a good fit.
By myself.
Okay.
All right.
I left
Then
out
you were at the window, right?
and then I was at the window because I asked him, "Can I get my game back?
How
Can I
did all
get?"
the blinds get damaged?
Because I broke them.
Yeah. Okay.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, I
How
broke
did?
them.
Why does he have injuries on him?
I don't know.
He's got like an abrasion on his arm. He's got marks on his back.
That's from you. Come on now.
Never touch him on his back. I swear to God.
The story we're getting is that you hit him with those cords. Is that possible?
Man, you might have. You sorry. No, you not sorry. And no, you not might have. You did that shit. Get out of here.
Well, so that's what we're. Do you have contact
You know, beat this man with an extension cord.
with the landlord at all?
Just like the last woman we watched, guys.
Yeah, but that make me look like I got domestic violence. Like I made that shit happen.
Well, most sure. Yeah, technically, you are the victim. You are getting beaten up by this woman. So yeah, the police got to come protect you.
You didn't. I mean, and our report is gonna obviously say that you didn't. Is the lock is the lock broken on your window? Or it is.
What's disappointing, and I understand, some men, don't want to put themselves in these domestic situations, but ain't no way in fucking hell I'm gonna have some fucking woman, let alone a woman that's younger than me, let alone a woman that's shorter than me, smaller than me, gonna fucking keep hitting me with extension cords, and I ain't gonna catch it. No, try to snatch it out their hand, and if not, and they holding on to that motherfucker like this goddamn a soul blade weapon, then goddamn it, it's gonna be one. I mean, come on. I mean, it's all about self defense at that point. I'll deal with the consequences later. What you ain't gonna do is just all right, all outright assault me. I mean, I'm just not about to let that happen.
How did she
She's snatching the window.
Jesus Christ. This woman is like a burglar too. She's a burglar. She'll snatch the window and then come in there and put hands on you. Oh no, man. She gotta sit down, Jack. She gotta sit down for a little bit.
Because you guys have a kid together.
This is too bold. This is too brash.
The physical altercation that happened is domestic violence. Okay? You clearly have injuries. She doesn't. Okay, so I know you said you didn't
Because I didn't touch her.
Right. And so I know you said you didn't want her to go to jail. But based off of what we see, she committed domestic violence. Okay. So with that, Ohio's a arrest state, which means she has to go. Okay. And as far as that, like obviously when you
This is why, brothers, I tell y'all this, and I'm gonna keep telling y'all this until you truly know the intention, the mindset, the ideology, and the essence of that woman. Don't ever bring her to your fucking residence where you lay your head. Don't. Just don't. Because the minute shit go left and they know where you live, they're gonna try and do all kind of shit to make it uncomfortable, especially if they're not a part of the house. Okay, like they don't live there. I know as many scenarios out here in the world, whereas you're dating someone that got their place where they stay, and you got your place where you stay. Until you see straight up that they are you know okay with the fact that you trust them enough to bring them in your own dwelling, don't do it. I don't give a fuck. Spend the money for the hotel. Spend the money, somewhere else, because you're gonna be real pissed off at the end of the day. So just don't do it.
open the door, she's like halfway trying to reach in. Did she make it through the window or just where she was at?
Because I got a stick in there. I got a stick in both of my windows because I live on the bottom floor. I live in the bottom floor. I work all the time. Anybody could go in there.
Yeah.
So I got a stick.
I got you.
Screens because of her. She pulled the screens out. Like every time she come over here, she's being weird. Like haven't seen this girl in 5 months.
And now you over here pulling screens. Ain't seen her in 5 months. And now she over here pulling screens, talking about, I want to talk. I miss you. Fuck out of here. What was you doing them 5 months? Go back and do that. Whatever you
Out there in the motherfucking streets, you see how she looked. You see how she's shaped. Hell, she was out there listening to Meg the Stallions and the Sukianas and the fucking Young Miamis and the fucking Cardi B's and shit like that, living her damn good life. Trying to run up and be like them bitches. That's what she was doing for them 5 months. until she saw, damn, this ain't where it's at. Because all them other brothers they was dealing with didn't give a fuck about what it was with them. You was the only one that was stable. And a lot of times with these sisters that live like that move like that act like that, they always bend the block back for the man that all they want to do was fucking be with them because they always think something out here is better because they got more money or they got more status or they got better cars and all this other shit. Then when you really see how them men are, then you want to double back around the block to the man that is a simple man that is trying to do it the right way, trying to stay out the way, trying to not be in all the dramas in the streets and all this other shit. They lame. Men like that is lame. The 9 to 5ers, the ones that actually, responsible, the ones that actually like to keep their house clean, you know, pick up behind themselves, shit like that. You know, they lame. The ones that always want to have like parties at their crib, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning every other night, because they got shit to do. Men like that, they lame. The ones that ain't always standing on the block all goddamn day, thinking they a motherfucking D-boy and thug, or, all that other shit got your pants hanging off your ass. Yeah, you see his shorts? He got them properly on his body. Some of these young little YNs, they'll wear some shit like that and have that shit sagging off their ass. We lames, right? Until y'all get ran through, and then y'all want to lame.
Was doing. Fellas, don't let people just leave out your life and then come back when they get ready. People may leave, and there's no harm in that. Anybody who leaves your life, that's what they should do because that's what they want to do. You shouldn't want somebody to be with you who doesn't want to be with you guys. But this situation here, this type of baby mama, hey man, you better replace her as soon as you can, Jack.
Seen her in 5 months, honey. Only pick up the child and keep it moving.
Yeah, don't let her come back and just kick up and post up in your life. No. I don't care what the situation is.
Like this shit is retarded.
Who has the kid right now?
Her mother.
Her mom does? Okay.
And as much as what Kevin Samuels always preached, right? As far as like women getting with a man, having a child with that man, it didn't work out with that man. They want to go out and think they can get something better. And like he always preached, you're only as good as your baby dad. But because y'all wasn't mature enough to really have that sit down about what are you really wanting in this situation? What are you really wanting in life? What are you really wanting for yourself? And especially, what are you really wanting from the man? When people have that hard discussion, because it can get heated, you might hear some things from that partner if you truly want to be honest with them that you're not going to like about you, about what they're disliking of. And see what women got to understand. Yeah, we get it that a lot of women feel that men do this or men do that. Men disrespect us or men don't honor us or don't protect us or don't do any of these things that y'all dislike, right? Don't think that these men are not liking certain things that you ladies do. And I know some of you ladies think that y'all holier than now, and y'all don't make no mistakes. Y'all don't have no flaws. Y'all don't y'all don't do anything but be a victim. But it go both ways. And there's a lot of women that don't want peace. They want problems. They don't get their way. Y'all put that on y'all head for a second.
I'm trying to call her. I didn't call her mother. Call her right now. It's mother. Hey, try to call her.
I was just defending myself with the court.
No.
Like, I didn't want nothing to happen. Like, I don't know.
Okay, give me just a moment, all right? Just hold on a second.
Mom, Charles is sending me to jail for a DV when he put his hands on me. Because he has, freaking bruises. Because I was defending myself at his house. So they sending me to jail.
I think you're not telling the whole entire story, but
You're not telling the whole entire story. You are lying to your mama, but that's what you've been doing. So
I am telling the entire story.
Right.
I defended myself, so I hit him with some cords.
Okay.
That's the entire story.
All right.
We said we wanted to talk, and then it went left. So now I'm in handcuffs in the back of the car. Malik said he's gonna come get me, but I don't know. Hello. Why you even go over there? At this point, I don't know. Oh my.
And right there with that whole interaction, you should know that shit is off the chains. I get so sick and tired of seeing like body cams like this, especially when the woman gets arrested and they always gotta call their mom. You always gotta call their mom. I'm going to jail, but I don't know why I'm going to jail because bitch, you committed a crime. The police is just not gonna just say eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Any money, your whole going to jail. They're not they're not gonna do that. They assess the situation. If you was the wrongdoer in police investigation work, guess what, ho? You're going to jail. And the mama on the phone talking about, oh no, why you going? Why? Because you ain't teach us shit. And 9 times out of 10, where her daddy at? Where your husband at, mama? What how did y'all live? Trying to tell you. It's just crazy. You's probably one of them Hennessy bitches. This one right here probably was fucking spawned by your mama on a Hennessy and motherfucking red hair cess bud night.
ma'am,
No,
she's
can I
gonna
get
call
my
you
phone?
back
No, I need my
when she
phone.
gets to the county, okay?
No, my mom is talking.
She's gonna call you back when she gets to the county.
That's
Do you
weird.
have any food like that?
No, ma'am, you're weird. You're weird. Okay, that man ain't seen you for 5 months, and you just casually pop up. That's what it sounds to me. It sounds to me like maybe they split up and she thought the grass was greener. Now she's obviously finding out it ain't no greener and she want to come back. That's what I think it may be.
Because it's not gonna go through the jail because the wagon just pulled up.
It's what?
Wagon just pulled up. So you have
It's
anything
what?
food in this purse?
No. I don't have no food.
So
It's my son. He's been trying to. It's his baby mom, but he's been trying to leave her alone.
Say, and mama done told his ass about her.
man, come on now. He invited her over. So he ain't trying to leave her alone.
No,
Look, we two
she
men.
showed up here.
Bro, she said she wanted to talk. Like, and I told her it was a bad idea.
Okay,
Stop.
Okay, but that's very specific.
All right, so which one is it? Did you tell her to come over? Or did she call you and said she just wanted to talk? And you told her to come over? Let's hit it.
Either you invited her over or she came over here on her own. Those are two very different things.
How old are you? All right, I'm 35, 36.
Nigga,
Right,
you too old to be, man. Over here, got your mama out here. You 35, 36 years old.
She showed up here. No, she said she wanted to talk. Like, and I told her it was a
Hey,
bad.
man, if y'all don't leave y'all mamas alone, leave your mamas and your dad.
No, not only that, bro. Heavy again, I got you with this. But look at his mama. His mama don't look that much older than him, even though we can't see his face because he's not sailing. He's not going to jail. But he's 35, 36. She look every bit about maybe 50, 52, 53. So she was probably a young mama. She probably had him when she was 16, 17 years old. Okay. How's she gonna teach this man correctly when she ain't even where the daddy at? Where the daddy at in this situation? I'm just saying. But
He's alone. You in your 30s and 40s, they got your mama and daddy all in your little very toxic ghetto relationship. If you don't leave them people alone and let them rest.
Okay, stop. How old are you? All right, I'm 35, 36.
All right, so you a little older than me. I've been down this road. This Wrangler road is a mess.
Oh.
You know this chick is unstable.
You know she unstable. Look at her car, I can tell. Well, that's probably.
So leave her alone and stop fucking with her, man. Stop fucking with her and stop fucking.
Just stop fucking. You 5 months, right? You're doing good. Keep it going. Cut it off. Not literally, pause, but just cut it off. Stop it. Unfortunately, y'all got a child with each other. So you gotta deal with it. And that's fucked up. If you can deal, if your mama is here right now, let your mama be the mediator with you and your child with this one. If you really care about your child. All that extra shit, don't even worry about it. Look, all of us men and dealt with child support. I done ended my situation in my run. You know what I had with my youngest son. So trust me, I know what it's like. They will do whatever they can. If they don't get their way, if you stop fucking with them, if you just whatever, they are hell bent to try to destroy you. Whether it's your character, your reputation, or your finances. Women like that are always going to end up in these situations, or they're going to end up truly by themselves. And then they're going to look back on their younger years when they old and washed and like, damn, I'm by myself and trying to still figure out life. They're going to look back at the men that they dealt with, that they did greasy, that they disrespected, and that they abused and kicked themselves in the ass behind it.
Fucking on her. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care how good it is. It ain't that good to have to deal with this.
Example number one, you know she unstable.
Like she said she wanted to talk, bro. I understand. Like I'm like,
yo, man, I love this cop, man.
Listen, just relax, man. If you know someone like this unstable want to talk to you, you know what you tell them? Hey, man, you can call me everything you want to do over the phone.
But unfortunately, like I said, you hear all that extra aggression and excitement with this man. This woman ain't teach him properly. She's just as much as the problem in raising that child as the girl that's sitting in the squad car, mama raising her. These are the problems. These bitches. These fucking single, don't want a man, don't need a man, all I need a man for is what I want from him and his fucking money ass bitches. With no husband, no protection, no provision, no structure. This is what they raise. He's a son husband to this woman. I guarantee you. How he acting right now, it ain't cool, man. It's not.
You want my
out
kids?
here banging on the window. I got the neighbors. What you think I'm
Then that's when you call the police. Hey man, you can say that woman's outside my door. Babe mom.
How's this cop showing you and teaching you how to be a man? You're his elder. You hear the cop say he's not as old as you. You 35, 36, and this younger man has to tell you how to handle this girl.
Whichever number she
really
is.
didn't want her to do this. Like, I'm not, okay. Like, I really didn't. She called the police.
I know, we know. She told us.
I really didn't want her to go to jail. I just wanted her out of here. Like I told her, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hate. Like I told her, I don't hate you. I just don't want no dealings with you. All right.
And with the few seconds me dealing with her, I'm like, I don't want to deal with her. And that was just me walking her from this door to my car.
Right.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, just cut her off. If you can deal with her, deal with her to the courts. The courts got an act you can deal with when it comes as far as kids.
Like Teddy Pendergrass, cut them off.
Mess her on that, she say something crazy on it.
I'm already,
of course, deal with it.
But yo, let me explain this though. I love this cop, man. But a lot of men, they don't never do that. They don't never cut things off with the mama. They don't never go through the courts to get the kids and none of that shit. They don't ever act. They don't never act, and that's why they end up getting fucked around in the system. The system already ain't for you, okay? But you got to make sure that you're in them children's life in spite of that baby mama. Come on.
Yeah, bro, we took the DNA. I'm waiting for the DNA to come back.
If it's that bad, bro.
Right.
So you don't even know for sure if the child that she said, God, see, this the shit I be talking about, man. See, it ain't even fucking been verified that that's even your child that she claims is your child. What the fuck?
You do it to the DNA hits.
God damn, right.
She come here, want to talk, want to sit on my lap and talk.
I ain't seen her in 5 months. Boy, you sure them kids is yours?
But that's not how co-parents talk. Right. Sit over there. We can still talk. Right.
That's why I say, man, do it up to the phone.
All right, here. Come on up.
Come on up. Now you go to jail.
Oh my God. I can't do this. You're about to handcuff me again.
Yes, ma'am. I have to. All right, dude. You don't have anything illegal on you.
I don't have shit on me.
Stop.
Oh my God. I'm ready to sit the back down. I don't
Okay,
care.
well, you're not going to. You're going to listen to what I say.
God bless Akron.
Nothing.
Did you damage his window?
What window? No, I
Window
didn't.
that you tried to get into the apartment?
No, it was cracked. I swear to God, I didn't break no window.
And women know they know how to lie. There's a lot of women out here that just know how to fucking lie. They lie, and they say men are liars. No, women are the. Where did men learn how to lie from? Okay, from Jezebel's spirit ass women. Real men don't lie. Men that really knows the consequences of their actions won't lie. Not saying we perfect, and not saying that we are beyond reproach. Because a lot of times, a lot of men lie to protect the other person, and there's no excuse behind it. But that's just what it is. But women, y'all lie. Y'all lie. Hey, it's your baby. Y'all lie. He hit me. Y'all lie. He SA'd me. Y'all lie. He gave me the fisticuffs like Mike Tyson. Y'all lie like a Persian rug.
I was just pulling the blinds. I didn't touch no window. You could see that on the camera. I didn't do nothing to the window.
So you didn't hit the rock and hit the window at all?
I hit it, but it didn't break. I
No?
swear to God.
All
I swear to
right.
God, it
Go ahead
didn't
and
break.
climb up in there.
That may be
So-
another charge, huh?
The woman was arrested and charged with domestic violence. Drop your opinion.
Right. Period. Fred, hey man, hope that brother figures it out. That ain't the one for you. If you got to go through all those changes, if you got to go through all this kind of stress, if you got to go through all those kind of issues, then you need not to fuck with that motherfucker. You know. But anyway, let's go on over. We gonna scurry on over to fucking Minnesota with all the chaos that's going on out there in Minnesota with the Democrats, with ICE, with the unalivements of a couple of so-called, protesters, armed mob invades Minnesota, then Elon Omar Freak as Trump orders total, you know, look, everybody tired of Minnesota, and you smile. The scam shit. All this shit is a smoke screen to distract from the real story about all the billions of dollars that got taken from taxpayers to line other
Mobs are now taking over Minnesota, storming the offices of elected officials. Look at this. This is where Tim Walz's office is. They're coming for him. And they're also coming for Ilhan Omar. Watch this.
Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
Oh, who's this weirdo? He sprayed her with something.
I don't know.
This is weird.
And we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna let this ride. I got another video that's gonna kind of break down that shit was staged on account of the leftists and those whole Democratic Party that was out there. That wasn't something that was random. That was something that was staged. But we're gonna let this ride. I'm gonna let my man ride out. Cash Jordan, shout out to him. If y'all not subscribed to his page, please subscribe to his page and tell him that the Black Bottom Roscast sent you. And if you are new up in here, hit the like button on the way in and the subscribe and the bell so you can get all future notifications of all my future upcoming, live streams. So come on, let's go.
Weird. The very weird situation. There are people who say that this was staged to help her appear as if she's a victim of the Trump administration, which is why the rioters are out there.
We will continue. Not going to get away with it.
The reason people are saying it's staged is because she
not
didn't
clear what
cancel
the liquid is.
press
The attack
conference.
happened at Omar's town hall here in Minneapolis last night. Omar was angered and shaken, but apparently mostly unharmed. Security tackled
It's
the man
bad news that
identified as
someone
Anthony
attacked her.
James Kazmarchuk
Real
and
or
walked him
fake.
out of.
And there's something very weird. You see the guy right here who's allegedly the assailant? Well, this individual appears in some photos that show him with close relatives who appear to be left-leaning, judging by some of the things they post about on the internet. So this is a little strange.
So when he claims it's staged, you say,
So basically, this is someone that's on your side. I mean, pictures don't lie. You got to understand something about the internet streets and internet detectives. If they see anything remotely fishy, they're going to do some research. They're going to cross-reference. They're going to Google. They're going to, I don't know about Wikipedia. That's kind of janky. But they're going to, talk to others. They're going to try to figure this shit out. Like, man, how and why did this shit happen like this? And then when they find out, they're like, oh, okay, I get you. Y'all was on some bullshit. Now she out here looking more and more like a fucking clown. You know, these fraudulent wannabes. And I hate this, and I hate it that the fact that, they got some, ancestral lineage to Ethiopians on top of that, because that's what a lot of them look like. Somali, they look like Ethiopians because, they mix with that and whatever the fuck else they got going on with them. But these in particular people are big scams for all the wealth here in this country.
Well, I mean, this is also somebody who was talking about me in his town hall in Iowa, and then seems to exhibit some sort of dementia when he says he doesn't think about me. Maybe it is time for us for the 25th Amendment to be invoked, because he certainly cannot remember what he said and has done an hour ago.
So Ilhan Omar says that if anyone thinks about her, they have some sort of obsession with her. They are a demented person. Meanwhile, she's become one of the best success stories ever in America, worth $30 million after just 4 years. We're all thinking about her right now, and we all want to know her secrets.
So in Minnesota, they think it's $19 billion. If they think it's $19 billion, triple it or quadruple it. And if we catch a lot of this fraud, and I felt it for a long time, but now we know what's happening. And
Yes,
the
we
answer is
do.
yeah, there will be accountability. It's one of the little problems. I happen to think, and I've said it from the beginning, that a lot of what's going on with respect to Minneapolis, with what's happening
What a
with
disaster
all the hoopla, is so people don't talk about
think
the
it's a
fraud.
distraction?
I've said it from day one. It's a distraction because what you don't see is that we have hundreds of accountants from Todd and from all of the different people. We have hundreds of accountants going over everything that's happening. And we're finding fraud on top of fraud on top of fraud.
And the reason the mobs are out there on the streets is because it is their agenda to make it look like Minneapolis and Minnesota are victims of the heartless Trump administration. Meanwhile, their leaders have victimized the rest of our country and are about to get discovered by this army of accountants.
President Trump hinting on Truth Social that the DOJ is, quote, looking at Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
We have this fake congressperson
Wow.
who they just reported is worth $30 million. You're not going to get away with it much longer.
Omar's finances are the subject of a probe which appears to have started during the Biden years.
Oh, Biden
Omar's wealth
investigator.
swelled after she took office in 2019. Records show that her husband, Tim Minot, earned between $6 and $30 million from an investment firm and a stake in a Santa Rosa, California wine operation,
Which is
that ripened
closed now.
from $15,000 to as much as $5 million in a
That's
year.
so crazy.
The
Look
worth
at
of
those
the investment
numbers.
firm spiked from nearly nothing to as much as $25 million during the same period.
Yeah, tell Nancy
Lawmakers-
Pelosi.
That's some bullshit, man. That's some bullshit. How you jump from making a modest earning to all this fucking money. Millions. I wish. That damn. I wish that I can, from last year, made what I made to this year, exceeding heights of financial wealth that I've never seen a day in my life. Unless you can add it up all the years of me working out of all the years I've been working. And I've worked a job since I was 16 years old. That's the only way that I would have accumulated that kind of money if you added up all the monies I've made over the years from 16 to now. She did this shit in a fucking year. Like a lot of them. Like a lot of these scammers. That's fucking up everybody else's money.
Must
how to do
only
that.
publicly disclose a range of assets, not specific dollar figures.
Wow.
President Trump
They're
has
hiding
long
something.
attacked Omar.
She's here illegally She should get the hell out. Throw her the hell out.
The House
Wow.
Oversight Committee
He
is
says she's an
investigating
illegal
the couple's
immigrant.
finances as part of the Minnesota fraud probe.
I'm not accusing them of any wrongdoing. If any member of Congress is asked what business their family's involved in, I've never seen one fail to answer it.
Omar is ducking questions.
Yes,
Can you
she's
tell
not
us
answering.
What your response is to the Oversight Committee launching an investigation into your net worth, you and your husband's net
She doesn't
worth?
look happy.
Omar's office did not respond to a request for comment.
No,
but
of course
maintains
not.
everything is above board.
Except for the president. But these recent developments with the borders are meeting with elected leaders in Minnesota, that has the radical left field of America very angry right now.
This ICE should be crushed. Noam, gone. Homan, gone. Miller, gone. Masks off. Identification out. And law-abiding people no longer terrorized.
I was the person locking and unlocking doors at a supermercado in order to make sure that ICE wasn't entering the facilities.
Oh my
Well, there's no way
So she's aiding
that
illegal
Senate
immigrants.
Democrats can support this administration's agenda. Senate Democrats should not lift one finger to help advance the Trump agenda.
What does that mean? They don't want a secure
The
border?
conversation having gone well last night, Jesse, is that after President Trump talked to Walz and Fry, suddenly, as if by magic, the police, local police, were there helping and arresting violent agitators.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
liked how
what the
Trump
mobs
was
are
like,
upset about.
Man, Walz doesn't seem like such a doofus. The guy we watched melt down with Vance. So there was a deal, and we had Bovino and the Border Patrol boys in town to give ICE backup, to do crowd control, because the locals wouldn't help them since it's a sanctuary city. And so the deal is, after the mayhem on Saturday, we're going to send Bovino and Border Patrol back to the desert where they're trained to be, not doing crowd control in urban environments. If you guys cooperate and coordinate with ICE, give us the intel and hand over the bad hombres that have been charged criminally.
That's the whole thing that separates a sanctuary city or a sanctuary state like Minnesota from a law and order state like Florida. You know why we don't have a massive ICE deployment in Florida? Because if somebody's in the country illegally and they do something wrong, they get turned over to the federal government. The federal government is allowed to come and get that person and do their job and remove them from this country. But in Minnesota, nope, they release those people. They hide them. They harbor them. They want to set them free. And what do those people do? They go back out to their community. They go back to their life of crime in that community, making it and America less safe. That's why we needed a surge to begin with. But it looks like that's changed, and the mobs are not happy about that.
The bad hombres that have been charged criminally. And Walz said he
Yes.
would. But there's two
That's
problems.
why the mobs are angry.
Walz's base is pissed because Walz's base is like, wait a second, we're going to be working with ICE?
That's right.
The Gestapo? You had a phone call with the dictator and the deal is that ICE stays and gets the criminals out?
Yeah, that's the deal.
They don't even want the criminals out. They want everyone to
Yes.
stay. Now, Trump's base is also happy that he finessed the drama, but if we're just targeting people with criminal records, that's fine, but that's not enough.
Well, that's the thing. Immigration enforcement in any area of the country, whether they cooperate with ICE or they don't, it's never been about just getting people who have a heinous criminal record and are behind bars. It's about deporting everyone. We've seen ICE do this. We've seen them do checkpoints on highways. We've seen mass operations in places like Florida, places like Texas, Louisiana. But we're now at a point where all of this outrage from these leaders.
Pardon me, I'm eating. Hold on for 1 second.
Like Ilhan Omar and Tim Walz that is designed to rile people up has gotten to a point where folks are doing things that are very, very sad and that all of us wish never would have happened.
Fox News alert. We were told Alex Preddy was just a peaceful nurse at the wrong place at the wrong time, delivering first aid to an injured protester. Well, we just obtained new video of a man who appears to be Preddy being not so peaceful. The Preddy family attorney and family members
These are the mobs.
confirmed to the Minnesota Star Tribune that the person in the video is Preddy. CNN claimed Preddy was just driving around minding his own business when he saw ICE agents chasing an immigrant family down the street. He went after them, jumped out of his car to help the family. then was
He
tackled.
did go after him.
This is the incident. It looks like CNN had bad sources. This video shows the individual with similar clothing, and what looks and appears to be a handgun in the same place.
So upon
and then on top of that, he damages a government vehicle. He should have got arrested that day. So guess what? All you radicals out there that think y'all doing something for the greater good. If his punk ass would have been arrested, 11 years, 11 years, 11 days. That was 11 days before the fateful day when they bust his ass. It probably wouldn't be a big deal right now. But I understand it's all a narrative. But all right, let's go.
Upon review of this recent incident, it sure looks like the same individual who was part of a tragic recent altercation with ICE was instigating with ICE weeks and even days before that took place, was wearing the exact same outfit, and also may have been armed. And the terrible thing about this is it is leaders like Ilhan Omar and Tim Walz who've caused this to happen. These are the people who have been telling the mobs that for the last 10 years, since 2015, over 10 years now, that Donald Trump is a threat to world peace that has not been seen in 100 years. And you know who these comparisons are being made to. I don't have to say who that person is, but this is what you tell people, and you get on national TV as an elected representative, and you say this over and over again, day in and day out, every interview, every tweet, every single moment there's a camera. You talk about how Trump is just such an awful disaster. You're going to convince some people that they need to stand up to that, especially when you tell them to go stand up to that.
Explain that a bit more. Many people still wondering if the shooting was legally justified, and given what you've been able to review up until now, what is your opinion?
Well, the legal question is, did the officers who shot Alex Preddy have a reasonable, not necessarily correct, but a reasonable perception that he was presenting as an imminent, unlawful, deadly force threat? And that's presumed to be the case. A prosecutor would have to disprove that proposition beyond any reasonable doubt. So it's a very high burden to overcome
If they want to
that
jail the
justification.
ICE agents.
And what evidence did these officers have? Well, the moment Alex Preddy interfered with the arrest of the woman in the white coat, gets shoved by a CBP officer, he makes contact with that officer. The moment he makes contact with the officer, he's just committed a federal felony good for 8 years in a federal penitentiary. That's why they were seeking to make his arrest, because they saw him commit a forcible felony against a fellow officer. Then he's non-compliant with arrest. He's fighting them. Then they discover he has a gun on his person. They take that gun. There's cries of gun, gun, gun. The officers call to each other. He's still non-compliant.
That's the thing. They discovered that this man was armed. After they discovered that, he continued to engage in combat with them. And then he reaches to where that item was on his person and comes back with something in his hand.
And Alex Preddy's right hand comes from his waistline with a black object in his hand. That combination of facts is going to get you shot 999 times out of 1,000 by law enforcement, and justifiably so.
You know, a lot of times people have an altercation with the police, and they approach the police with a weapon, which is something like a knife. And the officers tell them to drop the knife, and they refuse to do it. And things go a similar way to this. So any weapon is a threat to law enforcement. Any weapon that could harm law enforcement, they have to take seriously. They don't know how you're going to use it. And when they encounter somebody who is armed and is violent, how do they know what number of weapons or devices that could harm those officers that individual has? How do they know he only had one weapon?
They're making all these perceptions, all these decisions in a violent, chaotic melee caused by Alex Preddy. They have to make all these decisions in a split second, because that's how quick someone can use a weapon against you. And those decisions, again, they don't have to be correct. The law of self-defense does not require us to make perfect decisions. It requires us to make reasoned decisions, meaning you're applying your powers of reason to the facts presented to you.
That's where we've got a big problem, because we've got these elected officials, these Governor Walz's, these Ilhan Omars that are out there telling their supporters that Donald Trump is the worst thing to ever happen to America, and the right thing to do is to stop him.
Donald Trump ain't out there. Donald Trump ain't controlling Minnesota. It's the government officials that run Minnesota that's allowing this shit to happen out there. So in reality, y'all, it's the officials that run Minnesota that's allowing all this shit to run amok, allowing people to lose their lives, get taken away from their families, regardless if they was right or not. It still doesn't matter. A loss of life is still a loss of life. And y'all want to keep doubling, tripling down because y'all want to distract the fact that it has been put out here that y'all are looked at for serious fraud to taxpayers in your state to mass proportions, and how other people there that's not really caring about the community is lining their pockets with millions upon millions of dollars. And no one is supposed to like say anything like, hey, wait a minute, something's got to give. But they all want to cry victim, but yet and still y'all commit crime. Allegedly. It's only gonna be a matter of time before it really all come out. I say by the summer, it's gonna be a lot of heads out there rolling down the road.
Before it's too late. What is that doing to people like this gentleman who were out there on the street combating with federal agents? They're absorbing all of this and acting upon it. The fault of this lies with the people who promote it and will not tell folks to, hey, leave police alone. Let them do their job.
You have the right to protest in America.
You do.
Let me say that again. You have the right to protest in America.
But we're not watching a protest.
You do not have the right to protest violence.
That's right. Thank you.
And in fact, violence, as you protest, undermines the morality
of the protest,
of the thing that you're protesting over.
Right.
Let me say that again.
This is one of the last remnants of the Kennedys that, and we're not saying that in history we didn't have some great Democratic, candidates or servants. Look at Harold Washington. Okay. Look at the early Kennedys. Look at Jane Byrne. I can't think of any more, but if y'all think of any real positive Democratic Party candidates that actually did something for the community, then let me know. But that was just some that I can recall in my mind's eye and what I grew up seeing and witnessing that they were, and all this shit is fucked up. But anyway, let's let this ride.
Again, violence, when you protest, that undermines the morality of the movement that you say your movement is based upon.
That's why they say ICE attacked him first.
You know who else understood that? Dr. King.
Right.
King understood
He wasn't
it.
violent.
Gandhi understood it. Mandela understood
Minneapolis doesn't understand that.
Violently protesting, not protesting, but violently protesting undermines the morality that you say your cause is built upon. It's also dangerous. It's dangerous as it's dangerous and it's stupid.
It's a civil war.
It's 12 pieces, 12-piece bucket of stupid.
It is.
Because when
basically you're waging civil war, like what the Southerners did to the Northerners during the latter stages of slavery. Y'all just said, fuck it. We just gonna just blow each other to bits until we get what we fucking want. Fuck law, fuck morality, fuck decency. We're gonna get what the fuck we want. I'm not even gonna say that phrase because it has nothing to do with what y'all doing, but I'll just say by any means.
When you protest violently, when you interfere with a cop,
Right.
or an
Don't
ICE
do
officer,
that. That's illegal.
it's not going to end well.
That's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. They want the right to interfere with law enforcement, but that is illegal. They want the right to put their hands on a federal agent. That's a felony, right? So these people that say, oh, we're law-abiding, peaceful protesters, but they're out there breaking the law, committing felonies, they're not law-abiding. They're not peaceful. They're crossing a line.
Under the best of circumstances, these officers are trying to enforce federal law. And the people with respect to whom they're trying to enforce federal law are, in most cases, I'm not going to say all cases, but in most cases are criminals. Not criminals because they're here illegally.
Well, that is a crime.
Though that too is a violation of our law, but criminals because they have violated other laws, in many cases felonies. And those ICE officials, those cops are scared. They're scared.
Yeah.
They're dealing with someone who could be armed, someone who could be dangerous.
Yep. It's a heightened risk situation.
So you've got a powder keg.
Yep.
And when protesters choose to protest violently and harass those ICE officials and blow whistles in their ears
and put their hands on them.
and block their way.
Right, and ram their vehicles.
And faces.
Terrible.
And curse them and curse their children.
Yeah, it's terrible.
They're giving off sparks in a powder keg.
And that is not peaceful when you threaten someone's family.
And it's not going to end well in many cases.
No.
And the truth of the matter is, it's been my experience in life, most, I'm not going to say all, most cops will leave you alone unless you do illegal stuff.
And that's the whole problem with these mobs going after federal agents. These federal agents, they don't leave their base to just roam down the streets and pick people up. No, everything they do is targeted enforcement. So if they go somewhere and you see them, they're looking for a specific person. They know who it is that they're looking for, and they're in an area where they think that person is. If you divert yourself into that scene, which is none of your business, and you altercate with the federal government, the things that can happen, we don't even want to talk about those things. Doing that is stupid. Doing that puts you at risk personally.
So as we go forward in America and try to enforce our laws,
which we have to do
in conformity with the United States Constitution, as we go forward together in America, and while we're respecting people's constitutional rights, we respect our law enforcement officials who are doing a very difficult job. As we go forward in America today, as the president has promised, to have a full and fair and transparent investigation of the tragic loss of life in Minneapolis. I hope we can keep those three things that I think all of us can agree upon.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. If you want to see that in this entirely, then go to Cash page and check it out. All right, we're gonna go to another one. My man, Mr. Charles Forte, better known as Charles in Charge, but you know he had to change his name for copyrights, problems and situations like that. But he got it going on as far as what he's talking about with this whole Omar shit and this alleged front that she got attacked, at that board meeting the other day, which it looked staged. So it was just too funny for me. But she had feelings about it. But who gives a shit? You know, we tired of scamming. You know, scammers is making a lot of things in this country bad, especially when it comes to people who do sales, people who do trading and things like that. Everyone is on high alert and apprehensive to want to spend their money that they earn on people or situations that might not give them what they're wanting or what they're paying for, i.e. scam. You know, but let's see what this is all about.
A Minneapolis town hall meeting broadcast live for the entire country, an incident unfolded involving Ilhan Omar. A man rushed toward her and sprayed an unknown substance before being quickly detained by security. Cameras caught the entire sequence, including Omar lunging toward the man, clearly wanting the audience to see that she would not back down. But almost immediately after the incident, serious questions started to surface. Was this a genuine security breach? Or was it something else? Was this spontaneous or suspiciously theatrical? Was this real or a made-for-TV moment with all the right elements, all the right angles, and all the right timing? And so we have quite a bit to get into.
I believe it was staged, allegedly. I don't think that this was like just some random shit. I think this was calculated. I think this was planned. And watching this video, you're gonna see little key parts that lets you see, oh hell no. They trying to do it to us again, right in our face. They trying to play in our damn face. But what the fuck they doing? Okay, they are playing in our face, ladies and gentlemen. Sympathy.
Today, as always, smash the thumbs up. That's how you let me know you like the video. Subscribe to stay locked in with the content and share this video. That way more people see what's really going on. Let's get into it. And so Ilhan Omar has been having quite an eventful few weeks. We know President Trump publicly called for an investigation into Omar and her finances after reports surfaced claiming she went from being relatively broke to having a net worth of $30 million in less than a year, basically, on a congresswoman's salary. At the same time, her husband's winery came under increased scrutiny following several financial findings, along with questions surrounding their venture capital firm, Rose Lake Capital. And that's not even mentioning the ongoing welfare fraud investigations tied to programs operating in her district in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And so, lo and behold, at a town hall meeting, one that was broadcast live with a heavier media presence, Omar was suddenly attacked by a man described as crazed who sprayed her with an unknown substance before being restrained. And now, at least in my opinion, and clearly no political violence is ever condoned, there's something that feels a little bit off when you kind of start to examine these things, the timing, the setup of it all. And so while I'm not going to jump to conclusions, we're going to have to wait and see exactly how much more they uncover about this situation. But until then, let's go ahead and take a look at what actually unfolded and happened.
ICE cannot be reformed. It cannot be rehabilitated. We must abolish ICE for good. And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
And hey, and if you notice that she tried to play it off and swing on it, even though I believe this was staged, and I'm quite sure she knew what was going to get sprayed on her. But just watch how this movement was. We're going to get to it as this video, as we keep reacting, but
impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing. No, we will continue.
No. Johan, you need to go get checked.
No, we will continue. These fucking assholes are not going to get.
And any other security breach with politicians, whether they're congressmen, whether they're mayors, whether they're aldermen, whether they're the president, if something was honestly happening to try to get at someone that was at the podium talking, security is going to whisk them off the scene immediately. We'll figure out every fucking thing later. The main goal in security is to get the person, that body you're securing, out of harm's way. It ain't gonna be no way she gonna be like, oh, no, I gotta keep going. No, bitch, get the fuck out of here. They're gonna fucking drag you if need be. And just like I know some of y'all out there in the world thinking that, the Trump shooting was staged as well. Could have been. Maybe. I don't know. That's another story for another time. You know what I'm saying? That time has came and long and gone, and no one made an uproar about it. So we're not even going to talk about it, because what's the point? Ain't nobody want to listen, because if anything, a lot of people out there would have wished it happened. So it is what it is. But in this situation, there's no way in hell, even if it was some kind of substance, y'all don't know what that substance is, and what y'all gonna do for the safety of that person is get them the fuck out of there so they can get treated or get looked at. You're not gonna cheat. This shit is trash, right? This is a blatant. This is like Waco.
You need to go get checked. No, you don't know what. That's whatever it is smells so bad. She needs to go get checked. I don't know what that was.
It was
It's
apple
not
cider.
about him, Ilhan. It's not about him. It's about your safety. No, he sprayed something on you. You need to go get checked. Yeah, and it smells terrible.
We're going to keep talking. Just give me 10 minutes. Just give me 10 minutes. I beg you. Please don't let them have the show. 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 Here is the reality that people like this ugly man don't understand. We are Minnesota strong, and we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw at us.
And maybe a shoe should have got thrown at her. Because, bitch, this is crazy. And this is bullshit. And this is all theatrical. I'm not about to sit here and think that was organically happening. I'm not believing it.
Everybody settle down. I'm going to finish my remarks. It is important for me to continue to lead my Democratic colleagues in demanding her resignation.
And so you heard that. And so something that immediately came up was, how could you be so certain that whatever it is, this crazed individual who clearly had it out for you, how could you be so certain that whatever he sprayed in your face, on your clothing, wherever it ended up landing, how could you be so certain that it wasn't deadly, that it wasn't something that could actually have long-term effects? Not just on her, but they're in a room full of people. Now, you heard one of the other women in the room, you heard them saying it was a very disgusting, it was a horrible smell. And so maybe it was some type of, fart spray or, something weird like that. But how can you be certain? You don't know. This is a crazed man who clearly had bad intentions. And instead of doing the responsible thing, which would be, okay, we have to cancel this and we have to make sure that she is okay, her safety above all else, because perhaps this could be something that has long-lasting effects on the human body, on the people in that room who are inhaling and sitting in that room as everything is going on. We don't know.
Apple cider vinegar. That's what we know.
But no, Ilhan Omar, she begs, as you hear, she begs people. She's begging her security. You hear her say, we can't let them win. The show must go on. We have to show them that we stand strong, Minnesota strong. I mean, I don't know if it'll really be worth your life to stand Minnesota strong in a situation like this, where not only are you putting yourself in danger afterwards, you're also putting those people in the room who are essentially still staying there. I mean, under their own choice, obviously, but a bit of definitely a dangerous situation that didn't get taken with the level of seriousness when it comes to something like this. So now, as more information is coming out, the man who sprayed her with that foreign substance, his information is coming out. Anthony James Kazmierewicz, 55, is being held on third-degree assault after spraying an unknown liquid from a syringe onto Ilhan Omar during her town hall meeting. And right away, the news, CNN, jumped right on it and getting that immediate reaction from Ilhan Omar as far as what she was experiencing, how she was feeling, and what she was thinking post the attack. Let's take a listen.
Representative Omar, are you okay?
You know, I'm gonna go figure if I am, but I feel okay. I feel
There's no fucking way that a public official of the magnitude of a state representative, mayor, president, vice president, any of them is going to get attacked like that and not get whisked off the fucking area for their own personal safety, let alone get interviewed after it happens. When have we ever seen that? You might find out a statement from them the day or two later or some, but the same motherfucking, this is bullshit, right? They are playing in our face. Like, straight up. Like, when y'all gonna, like, start taking the bananas at the tailpipe and understand this is all fuck. Bum fuck. This shit fugazi as shit. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? This is a world-class thong-a-thon tour of fuckery that's going on right before our eyes in media. Just to fucking keep saying that Trump ain't this, Trump. All this is Trump. Trump ain't even hit. So how's it? Y'all doing this shit. He ain't doing it. Y'all doing it. So what are we talking about?
that it is important for people, whether they are in elected office or not, to allow these people to intimidate us, to make us not fight for our constituents and for the country we love. And as I said, you know, I've survived war, and I'm definitely going to survive intimidation and whatever these people think they can throw at me, because I'm built that way.
Thank you.
And so that brings us to CNN melting down over President Trump's comments regarding Ilhan Omar being charged and sprayed with an unknown liquid during a town hall on Tuesday. When asked by ABC News if he had seen the video, let's take a listen.
I do want to mention also, because we are hearing from the president on what happened to Ilhan Omar, instead of calling her, as would be the normal course of events when someone is attacked, often the president will, you know, in general terms, call up someone and check to see if they're okay and how they are doing, no matter what party they're in. Here's what he said, though, to ABC News. He told ABC News, after he was asked about what happened to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, what he thought happened. He says, no, I don't think about her. I think she's a fraud. I really don't think about that. She probably had herself sprayed, knowing her. So he is trying to start this conspiracy theory that Ilhan Omar herself somehow orchestrated this. That is a lie. We were there in the room. We saw what happened. This man jumped up, seemed.
What the fuck does that mean? Okay, that was a lie. We was all in the room. And there was people in the room when Robert Kennedy got shot. There was people around when Kennedy got shot. There was people around when Reagan got shot. There was people around when Lincoln got shot. What? There was people around when motherfucking George Bush had 2 shoes thrown at him. What are we talking about? What the fuck is wrong with you? What are we saying? We on one hand, you want to call it victimization. On the other hand, people are saying this is some bullshit. We all trying to figure out which one is which. We got little information on this assailant, but yet and still we see pictures that he was actually chumming up with people in the same circles of who he assaulted. So was that one? Was he like a double agent? Was he an infiltrator? Was he another Judas? Was he another motherfucker? Anyway.
Very disheveled, and then was tackled to the ground. She was frightened by this, but she did try to fight back in her own way. That is what we saw on the ground. Meantime, you have this whole issue, this whole apparatus here of the president trying to figure out, it seems, how to de-escalate the situation. But then you hear comments like that, and it escalates things right back to where they were. John and Kate.
And so you heard that.
Just like how things got escalated when Charlie Kirk met his demise, and people was all on TikTok and Twitter, X, and Facebook, YouTube, all these other platforms, mocking his demise, laughing about it. You know, I mean, what we talking about? Yeah, y'all was there. So what? So what? What does that mean? You witness a play. You witness a farce. You'll find out. And you're probably like, well, how do you know? I don't know. But what I will say, that shit seems mighty shady. So only time is going to tell with that.
But CNN, how do you know? All they know is what they saw. In short, it could very much be true. We don't know right now as far as things go. The idea that because you were there in the room and you saw that she was noticeably afraid and that this man was definitely trying to cause her harm in whatever manner that he was looking to do so. And so that clears up everything as far as this being a real event, a fact that this was legit. Nothing about this could possibly be staged. That's very presumptive, assuming that we haven't had an investigation, haven't looked into the background of this gentleman, haven't had time to allow the situation as far as find out what the substance was that was actually sprayed on her. What was it? Some type of chemical agent? Was it
apple cider vinegar?
Something just a fart spray or some, disgusting like that? Or was it something that was actually more deadly and could actually have caused her harm? We don't know any of this information right now, but they want to make sure to tell the viewers that trust us. We know this was legit. We were there. But now what's happening is people are dissecting the video and they're noticing a few things as far as, and obviously this is all circumstantial. We don't know. It could just all be coincidence at this point. But one person says, odd, Ilhan Omar gave a quick glance at the guy right before he stood up. And so we take a look here.
Resign or face impeachment.
And you see the quick nod. And listen, all of this is obviously circumstantial. No one knows. It could be just a body movement for all we know, or it could be something more nefarious. But there are just a few things that...
Or it could have been a signal. Because the moment she said that and made that movement, that's when he got up. And if anyone ever noticed or have noticed, leading up to that in particular attack, allegedly, the camera just so conveniently kept panning into him directly. Why? I don't know. But,
have come to many viewers' suspicion as far as that happen to be helpful coincidences, I guess you could say, maybe is a roundabout way of putting it. One person saying, so the cameras were stuck on the sloppy guy that just happened to be sitting in the front row aisle, seated before Ilhan Omar went on. Totally not staged. And so notice right here, the camera getting a very clear shot to let you know who this guy is. You see him.
Hi, everyone. I'm Henny Pinto.
And you see that right there. And you see it from another angle.
Secretary Christie,
pointing out the fact that
resign or face impeachment.
As the guy doesn't really come towards her, he kind of goes right into the arms of the security guard, someone who's trying to cause and do harm rather than actually lunge and go towards her. He actually does the opposite. He goes away from her while she lunges towards him. I mean, these are just my observations as far as watching the video. Once again, we don't know as far as the legitimacy, as far as is this stage, is this not? We only can go off of the information we have right now as more information will become available to us. A lot of the spotlight has been on Ilhan Omar as of late, as I mentioned earlier. Eventful past couple of weeks due to her finances, due to the businesses her husband have, and the fact that they seemingly have kind of came out of nowhere as far as these businesses and the profits and the revenue they've been able to generate, allowing them to accumulate such great wealth. And so let's take a listen to this.
Another major asset she listed in her financial disclosure is this winery. What does a Somali know about wineryism? Okay, that was in 2023. That was worth, according to Ilhan Omar's own financial disclosure form, between $15,000 and $50,000. But on her financial affidavit from a year later, that same winery was listed at a value of between $1 and $5 million. Just real quick. Why does a Muslim own an alcohol company? I thought that wasn't a thing in Islam. Anyway.
It's called haram. They get away with it here, but they can never go back to their same country with that stain on. It's a thing. They understand capitalism here in this country. So they will commit haram. They will sell liquor. They'll sell tobacco. Hell, they'll sell you if they can do it. And they don't think anything of it here in the States. But let them go back to their homeland. And they're known to do that shit. It wouldn't be a good look. That's why they're trying to double, triple, and quadruple down on Trump and what he's trying to do and mass investigation of the fraud with the healthcare and the fucking daycare action centers and things like that in Minnesota and across the country that a lot of them have access to and control. It's not going to happen overnight. This story is not going to die. This is just a distraction to get you off the beaten path. That's all it is. But we're going to keep watching. We're going to keep reacting.
It gets weirder. Up until yesterday, Benny Johnson was able to find their supposed inventory bottles and all the things they had, their office location, and a bunch of other information on the business. But as of today, those sites are totally shut down, and any mention of their website has been wiped off the internet. I'm talking gone. The Wayback Machine, all these other crafty little archive sites, everything is gone. Like deleted the root service. I called my computer buddy Jim. He couldn't even find it with some fancy AR jargon bot machine for recovery. I don't even know, he was explaining it to me. He couldn't even find it, which is weird that a company that boasted an award-winning wine, the quote double gold winner in 2022 San Fran Chronicle competition, with a corporate value of up to $5 million, would just vanish into thin air. They didn't sell it. Is it possible for this to be a functioning business and have absolutely no footprint, wiped from the internet, go from 1,000 net worth to 5 million in less than a year?
Well, no other winery on earth's done that, Carl. Anybody knows anything about this knows that the wine industry is under enormous pressure. Wineries, there's people pulling up vineyards and closing wineries, including some very well-known ones. People are drinking less wine. The economy is weighed on that in favor of cheaper alcohol options. So the wine industry has been in mad contraction for quite some time now. But more to the point, you have to have a federal license to have an alcohol facility. Where is her winery on the TTB website? That's the federal regulatory body that does this. So no, this doesn't exist, and it's a phantasm that the idea you can have a winery increase in value. Everybody else in the wine business knows better.
Yeah. Listen, we've been covering this for some time now, and I mean, I think at bare minimum, it's some shady and questionable things as far as what her and her husband's net worth and newfound wealth and how they were able to accumulate it in such short order. This is not a new phenomenon. Politicians who may not be on the up and up when it comes to their legitimacy and how they make their money. She won't be the first politician, and she definitely won't be the last politician who, if things eventually do come out as far as her not actually being 100% honest when it comes to her business dealings, and we find out there is more to it than what she's been leading on. I don't think this is particularly just a Democrat issue. There's been just politicians who they do dirty things, and because the public may not be fully aware or keeping their eye on them, and a lot of these situations, sometimes they're able to get away with it more than others. And unfortunately, in this case, Ilhan Omar may just be the latest example of a politician who thought that they could do what they want and it will go unnoticed and unchecked. But we'll have to wait and see as far as with all of that.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. What y'all think about that? You think that attack was for real? Y'all think it was a scam? Comment in the comments if you feel that. Hey, hit the like button on the way in. And if you are new, please subscribe. Trying to build this platform. I'm doing this thing. I'm just trying to get the real and just have grown folks conversations and have a good time doing it. You know what I'm saying? But we don't need to hear all the extra shit that is unnecessary. But at the same time, everything is necessary when it comes to all this stuff going on. So I said I was going to have my last take on this whole Anton and Cory shit. There's some more information that's been coming out. Shout out to O'Shea Jackson. Shout out to a couple of other content creators that put in their perspective. They actually put in a perspective that really made sense and has something to do with the little girl, me, that has not really been seen since that whole incident happened. Maybe one time before now, but after that, you ain't really seen her no more. But O'Shea got a lot to say about this alleged guy and Cory Holcomb and Anton. So let's see what
Mika, an associate of Anton Daniels, was disrespected on the Cory Holcomb show. But even before the Cory Holcomb show, when she went there, and Anton Daniels was leaving, Cory Holcomb was calling her some bad names. Now, at first, we didn't know who this lady was that Cory Holcomb was talking about. We only knew that it was a lady that was there. When we found out it was this lady, Mika, who has a podcast, I believe, called The Red Cup. See, she officially went and made a statement about it.
Now, 2 weeks ago, I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show. And I was excited. All right. I was excited about going on the 5150 show. Last Tuesday, I got on the plane to go from DC to LA.
Now, she was very respectful in this particular video. And again, she flew out from DC to Los Angeles to be on Cory Holcomb's show. Now, the only way that this could have happened is if Anton Daniels, who's going to be on the show, put that bug in her ear. And from what we know, Anton Daniels did say this.
That's why I told Mika, right? Because I had Mika with me. And the reason why I brought Mika with me is because I wanted to promote her show.
So Anton Daniels says, listen, I wanted to promote her show and stuff. Now I want to kind of talk about Mika and what I think her podcast is about. Mika is an Afro-Latina, Puerto Rican lady. I don't know. She has a DC accent. She is trying this whole make America great again, Black conservative sort of a movement. What I would most likely believe is that, if you're going on Brandon Tatum's show, if you're going on Anthony Bryan Logan's show, if you're going on Candace Owens' show, yeah, Mika is a good fit for those platforms. Cory Holcomb's platform is not the platform that is very right-leaning. So why would somebody listen to her? Even if Cory Holcomb said yes, it seems like the platform is, number one, it's already struggling. And one of the reasons why the platform struggles so hard is because she's not very controversial. She's not an untalented creator. She's just not a shit starter. She's not like Anton. And so in the conservative right, there are so many of these, blacks that are there now. And it used to be they could get on because there wasn't that many blacks, but you have so many blacks now that she's just not controversial enough on the right because she can't be the Nick Fuentes. She can't be the Charlie Kirk. So that's why going there.
I won't necessarily say she's not controversial. She's not very entertaining. And some of her talking points is kind of like blase. Now, there's a time with us content creators, we might want to just get more depth and say things that come out that's, not expressive and things like that. But depending on what we're reacting to, depending on the different topics that we're talking about, depending on the different situations that we review, it could go there. It could go left. You could hear a rant. You could hear an Emmy Award-winning philanthropic cinema rant with all kind of things involved in it. Is she that kind of a content creator? No, she's not. She kind of piggybacks off of what other people are doing. In which I understand, when we do reactions, we kind of piggybacking off of other content creators and their thoughts and views. True enough. But in order to be successful in what we're doing, us as content creators have to know how to find our niche in it as well and blend in what we're reacting to according to how we present it. And our presentation has to be as informative and intellectual as possible, and as well as entertaining. So people are not going to watch it. People ain't going to want to talk about it. Especially if you're doing it from the bottom of the barrel, if you're doing it from the black bottom like myself, Whereas I'm not trying to grift solely off of another person's platform or try to kiss ass to be a guest on someone's panel or any of those things. I'd rather do it the way I'm doing it. I'd rather build my audience on how I do it. If you listen to a lot of my earlier, in the beginning stages of my content creating, I wasn't even doing this as far as reacting to other people's things. I would have a base idea, a base subject, and I would just sit here and just talk to you. Whether it was one, whether it was two, whether it was 50, or however many people watched my show. If you felt it was interesting, you tuned in. If you didn't think it was all that, you did. And that's okay. If you didn't see it in this live form, you did. If you looked at it on the backhand side, on the replay game, you did. It is fun. Everyone is not made for this. But let's see what O'Shea has to say about all
is not even a good look as a podcast. So obviously that's one thing. But then Corey Holcomb talked about it himself.
What happened with him? He said something about her being on the show, and I said, "Did you talk to Corey about that?" And he was like, "No." So I told him that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
man.
he did.
Can they hear Phil? Yeah. Corey rarely puts anybody on the show, period.
So this is the show producer. They're addressing the girl coming on the podcast. And now we're hearing that, listen, you can't Anton just can't put her on the show because he wants to. And then Corey will follow it up.
If she got any common sense, she should know this a cake. If she got any common sense, she should know, oh, you a boy, you told me I was plugged to be on the show. Because I believe he told her that. I believe he thought he had bargaining chips. He didn't have no bargaining chips. No, she can't come on the show. I don't know nothing about that.
So I did a reaction video in which I said that Corey was a little bit too harsh on the lady. This was when she got kicked out. Take the B with her. The lady said that she was a Corey Holcomb fan and all of that. I thought, and then her response to all of this, I felt that Mika was being very feminine. I thought that it was a level of professionalism. She said she wanted nothing bad to happen to Corey Holcomb in all of this. Okay. However, I got to talk about her because Corey made a point that I kind of want to talk about that's interesting. If Mika knows Anton Daniels and knows what kind of person Anton Daniels is, the one thing that we know is that Anton Daniels loves controversy, okay? And one of the problems that content creators who are trying to get on in this business, when you want to deal with somebody who already has an audience, and of course, you know, a lot of content creators, especially if they have courses or if they're trying to deal with women, they could tell somebody, look, you know, I'm going to put you on. I could teach you the ropes. I can show you how to grow in this thing. So what the person is trying to do at that point is trying to attach to the person's positives. So if you're a person like Mika, you see somebody like Anton Daniels, somebody that has money, somebody doing well, and she may be dating him, she may not be dating him. I don't even want to discuss that right now. But the reality is this, that she is trying to grow her platform in this part of her career. She seems like a pretty young lady. She seems like she hangs around certain celebrities. She looks like one of the ladies that's just trying to get her footing in the industry. Never really been kind of out there. She's trying to be a media personality. She is, from the DC area, so she's going to these events. And so what's happening is she's, attaching to a little bit of the red pill, respecting men kind of thing. The left is wrong framework. Okay. But the issue is Anton Daniels doesn't have leverage with who he thinks he does. And so Anton tells her, come on to the show. Corey gonna let you come on the show. As if Anton knows. He doesn't know. But the problem is with Mika is you don't want to associate with the negative parts about Anton. That's the problem when you deal with somebody who is controversial, a person that's polarizing. And you had no problem whenever Anton is disrespecting other people, when Anton is putting down the black community. But okay, if you can come in and get the benefits of whatever Anton got, then it's not an issue. But now you are getting some of the bad work. Let me give you an example. I had a homeboy a few years after high school. They were at this club called Bobby T's. It's got to be around 2002, 2003. And it just so happened that night they asked me, did I want to go? And I was like, nah, I don't want to go. And I'm so glad I said that, because my grandma, I had to basically take her to church and everything like that. So that's what I did. And so I stayed in that night, and then my homeboys, they go to Bobby T's. Unfortunately, what happened with them is there was, some of these dudes that they were with, and these guys like to, tap girls on the booty and all this stuff. And then when the girl turned around, she would look, and then they would never claim who it was. So it was just petty stuff, right? It's one of the reasons why I didn't even like going out with them, to be real. But they used to do stuff like that all the time. So when they had that, and when that particularly happened, one of the young ladies turned around, that got her butt smacked, and she was pissed off. So then what she did was, when she kind of confronted the person she thought that it was, one of the guys that my homeboy was with, like, yo, shut up, B, right? So anyways, she went and got her cousins. They came, and one of these young men, unfortunately, was a twin brother, okay? He confronts the guys. Some of the dudes that my homeboys is with call somebody else. The other person comes up there and starts shooting. The young man loses his life. Okay, my homeboy, who didn't have nothing to do with it, ended up damn near getting in trouble for what they did by just being associated with them. Okay, like this is exactly what happens when you are associated with clout. And if you look at Mika, like, she's a clout chaser. Pop culture Mika is trying to get on all the time in the industry. She, like I said, I won't say that she's untalented at this, but she's been trying to get into the industry for a long time. She goes to all the black events. She takes pictures with all the celebrities. She's chasing everything that she can. She knows people, but she hasn't made it herself. So I don't know what you're going to call that kind of person. So, you see, like, a lot of what she does is grifting, and she
She didn't been around Dick Gregory, God rest his soul, Jamie Foxx, and you not bigger than what you are. That's kind of questionable, don't you think?
she's just trying to get on for herself, and now you paid the cost, because, again, if you hang around Anton, you know what kind of price you're paying for dealing with a person like that. And that's a part of something that she should have understood, that you're dealing with a dude that is, he's reckless to a certain degree. He comes out and says he's with all of these, 304s and everything like that. And while it is bad that you're being disrespected, you should also know that this is exactly what kind of person he is. Okay. And you got to take the L a little bit for just being associated. You know what I mean? Like, even letting him lie to you and saying that you're going to be on Cory's show, when, to be honest, Mika, she's a nice looking lady, but she's not really in any industry. Like, at least not here. Nobody really knows her. She's just, if you would look at her and look at her page, here's what people would say. She looks like she's a groupie. And this could not even be true. She probably isn't a groupie. She might not be a groupie, but that's what it looks like. It looks like she's a clout chaser, and she's attaching to whoever has the ability to help her. That's what it looks like. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea D. Jackson back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk.
Well, good luck to her. Hope she make. But you won't have to disassociate yourself with certain things. and build your own brand, just like a lot of us have to do out here in these internet streets. We can't really like grift off somebody else. We got to build our own brand, you know? Anyway, got some more shit. And like I say, after tonight, I'm not going to be talking about this Anton and Cory thing anymore. But O'Shea, once again, had a really good point as far as what Anton is actually doing. And it might blow back on him in the end. So let's check it out.
Cory Holcomb or Anton Daniels. But people keep sending me stuff. And allegedly, Anton Daniels has been going on this particular Twitter post and then Twitter delete spree. And he did it the other day after going after Cory Holcomb. Once the video of Cory Holcomb came out of hitting that lady. But then here's another example. He posted, "I'm going to show you why you shouldn't worship these industry celebrities. Almost all of them are fake, closeted, and demonic. They've had a chokehold on the culture and are the worst for it. I don't want to be friends ever." Now, before I could get the screenshots of the post where people were basically roasting Anton Daniels up, you can imagine what people were saying. A lot of hypocrisy, a lot of, you do this and you do that. And then I thought about something in particular, and I want to talk about a concept. It's called cognitive ability. Cognitive ability refers to our mental capacity to do a few things. Number one, acquire knowledge, reason, solve problems, understand language, remember information, and to adapt to new situations. Other things like processing speed, how quickly you can think and respond. But, and examples in life would be like reading a complex article, remembering instructions, solving a math problem, things like that, making decisions under pressure. And typically how these things are improved, one of the main ways that you can improve your cognitive ability is reading. It's one of the best ways to do it. But when you look at this idea of cognitive ability, when you listen to white racists or when you listen to Black conservatives, they would argue that on average, the Black American community, or even Black, the African American community or Black American community, and Blacks in general worldwide, have a lower cognitive ability of other races, especially in comparison to whites. And this is what Anton is doing right now. He's saying that everybody else is a problem in the culture. And when he says industry celebrities, he's not talking about just white industry celebrities. He's talking about Black celebrities. And a lot of this is some of the people who could be, critical of his debate with Cory Holcomb himself. And then he's calling them fake, closeted, and demonic. Okay. They've had a chokehold on the culture. And when he means the culture, it's just not the culture of entertainment. He's talking about the Black culture. But one of the things in cognitive ability that I really think is very interesting is your ability to, number one, understand yourself and understand other people. That is a part of reasoning. When you're reasoning, you have the ability to look at, number one, yourself. What is the problem with myself? Now, I know that we are all biased towards ourselves. We would.
And one thing I can say about what he's talking about cognitive ability, a lot of us, in a sense, lack that. A lot of times we get ourselves into situations where we allow our emotion to override our logic and critical thinking. And then we put ourselves emotionally in situations that we might regret later. an argument, misunderstanding, a false allegation, things to that nature, that Black people, African Americans in this country have a hard time figuring out what we're doing wrong, or how is it that we can't cohabitate in a large number with people without some bullshit happening, and then the event gets shut down. Venues don't want to deal with you no more. Yada yada yada. But he's making some good points about the character flaws that Anton has. And I understand that he done went on a world-class, thongathon tour, going on all these different platforms, speaking his piece, quote unquote. And the discord between him and Cory. But when you think about it, he started it. But let's let O'Shea talk more about it, because he had a good points to say about this.
Would a fateful day comes and we get humbled. But one of the reasons that cognitive ability is so important, because you get to understand how somebody else feels. Let me give you an example. When we were in high school reading books, some of you may have read something like, To Kill a Mockingbird, or Shakespeare's plays Romeo and Juliet, or if you read the Bible, King James Version, what you try to do is to understand the writer's point of view. And that is why, if you think about, American school system or European school systems, one of the things that occurs in education, kind of without you knowing, is that you're able to see somebody else's perspective. And that's the reality of an educated person. A well-rounded, educated person can look at somebody else's point of view and then look at their own point of view and see where the flaws are. And you can do that and say, you know what, here I'm wrong. I'm making a mistake here. This person's logic is better than mine, and I'm in error in comparisons to what they're saying in this particular passage or about me in particular. But when you look at Anton Daniels and how he's handling himself, he's always blaming somebody else. It's these industry celebrities. These people are fake, closeted, and demonic. But this is a man who says that he's a Christian and he has 5 quote unquote holes on the side, and his wife is okay with it. But he also says he follows God, but everybody else is fake, closeted, and demonic.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f- you think you is?
He mentions when you peek behind the curtain, it's all a facade. Well, we can say that about Anton Daniels. When you talk about his life, you can talk about him being demonic. You can talk about him being fake. You can talk about him being closeted. You can say all of these things about Anton Daniels in which he is leveraging these points on other people. Talk about them having the chokehold on the culture and they are the worst for it, but he won't talk about how he benefits. But as a Black conservative, his job should be trying to change the culture, but he's a part of the chokehold on the culture and he can't understand that. I don't want to be friends ever is what he's saying, but with all of the calamities that he has in his own personal life, he doesn't want to be friends with people that are like him. And it made me realize something. Anton Daniels may not be as smart as we thought he was. This doesn't mean that Anton Daniels doesn't know how to make money or Anton Daniels is not successful, but Anton Daniels is a part of the problem in which he blames the Black community for. He would like to separate himself from the problems of the Black community when he's a product of the culture. Let him tell it, right? That he's talking about. Anton Daniels doesn't have reasoning ability. He cannot make logical connections and judgments. He could not understand that by making that post, he basically described his entire life, his entire personality, and in his own words, his entire facade. He believes that other people cannot see through the problem that he posed.
And most people, the more they talk, the more they brag, the more they spew out, bullshit, the more they tell on themselves. It's just human nature. When you're so adamant to discredit someone else and their flaws, it's only showing the lack of that you have in yourself, in the cognitive abilities that you have in yourself to really truly like have a better grasp of reality, conversations, discussions, things of that nature. It's crazy, but even the so-called most intelligent can be educated fools. Just because you got certain knowledge and certain things, or you can use wordplay in such an eloquent manner that you lull people into what you're talking about, don't mean that you ain't full of shit. A lot of politicians have gotten rich off of that same aspect. Look what's going on right now with a lot of these Democrats and these leftist people. But
Posted, which means that he's okay to see other people's issues, but he cannot see his own. And the reason why he can't see his own is because part of his cognitive ability in one area or another is low. And so what I believe Anton Daniels has is some type of impediment. Now, I'm not saying that Anton Daniels is retarded. I'm not saying that Anton Daniels is not functional. I'm not going to say that because Anton Daniels very well understands what he's doing and what he's trying to do. But he is showing us something about his learning ability and that his critical thinking and understanding is damaged. There is a problem there. There is a learning gap there. And see, this problem is so big in the Black community because we all hate people like each other. That's the issue. That's the problem everywhere. I'm in Uganda, and I see this all the time. People always blame others for their problems, and you can break those problems up into 4 buckets. When you have a person that wants to make excuses, they can always use 4 frameworks. Number 1, I didn't understand the information, so I didn't know. Number 2, nobody told me. Okay, so no one told me about this. Or number 3, it's somebody else's fault. Okay, or number 4, but I already told you part of the information. All of these are excuses for why you can't do something. And when you look at Anton Daniels, he's using number 3. The number 3 unaccountability problem that you see in almost every poor country, including certain parts of America, whether it be white America or Black America, is it's someone else's fault. I don't want to be around these people because all of these people are fake, but not me. And when you look at a person like that, it is almost mild retardation in that thinking. And such a person is dangerous. And this is one of the reasons why a person like Fresh and Fit or Tommy Sotomayor could lose their channel. They could turn back around and blame YouTube for it. You used to hear it all the time. Like, how is it that Tommy Sotomayor is breaking all of these rules on YouTube and he's blaming YouTube and he's using free speech as a mechanism to defend his behavior of hate speech on the platform? Same thing with Just Pearly Things or Myron. Whenever you talk about how people want to limit his speech and stop him from doing things, it's somebody else's fault. When you look at Anton Daniels and when you talk about the fact that he's living a lifestyle that's ungodly, according to him, that he has multiple women outside of his marriage, he will try to reduce somebody like me to saying, well, the reason why you're talking about me is because you have a female perspective. But the only way to justify it is that person has a low cognitive ability. That's all it is. And that person dresses himself up as, somebody that's more intelligent, some more intellectual. But the reality is that people that dress themselves up as more intelligent or more intellectual. In the real sense that I found, and I'm a person that went to medical school, those people have a learning deficit, clearly that they're trying to hide. The most intelligent people, and I've went to medical school, I've went to post-bac programs, people who are really smart and really bright, never have to tell anybody. They never talk about somebody else's inability to learn. They never really discuss someone's inability to learn. They don't do that. And the reason why they don't do that is because they're too busy being productive, and it's so easy for them to move away from somebody like that. So if you are from the Black community and you understand that there's a cognitive ability problem in certain parts of Black America, you use that for fuel to get away from it. But if you understand that, you should not be participating in that behavior. This is the whole situation with Anton Daniels and his ability to engage Cory in the same Neanderthal tactics that he accused him of. Instead of understanding that his cognitive ability was better than Cory, let's just say that, quote unquote, he did the opposite. The reason why he was upset with Cory and got into it with Cory and then went on this world tour.
Not Inspector Gadget, man. That was my shit when I was growing up. That's good shit. Hey, man, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Max. But yeah, Inspector Gadget, that's an old childhood thing I did. That's what's up.
You know, saying how he was going to beat Cory up and all this stuff is because of a learning deficit issue. That's the only way you can explain it. You can say that in some capacity, his mental ability to learn and to reason is more limited than what he wants to explain. And you can dress it up as I have more money than you. You can dress it up that I have more cars than you. You can dress it up in all of these other facets of, you know, phrases and language and talking points. But when people see you post something like this, there is only one thing that you can think of. That person's almost retarded. Doesn't mean that that person is really retarded. Doesn't mean that, okay? But it does mean that that person is not mentally stable. And so we have to really look at ourselves and say, I have a problem here, and it's me. It's me. Like there was a song in church that they would sing when I was a young kid. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Like if you guys are from the old school, your grandparents was Baptist, you understand that. And that song was probably the greatest level of accountability that I ever heard in the Black church. And for a Christian like Anton, almost everything about religion boils down to one thing: submissiveness and accountability. You cannot even really be a Muslim. You cannot really be a Christian if you are not willing to do those things. The idea of most.
And guess what? There are a lot of Christians and a lot of Muslims that is living in sin, that claim what they claim, but still living in sin. It's all cap. It's all a facade. It's all an act. It's a fucking world tour donathon. World-class donathon. They just, it is what it is. Some of them just can't help themselves. So hit the like button on the way in and subscribe if you are new. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to tune on in to the Black Bottom Roscast. I got one more thing. And this has something to do with the whole Cory Holcomb thing and the whole, fuckery about what that woman tried to put out on him and got TMZ involved and all this other shit. But there's some shit that's going to get explained. So shout out to Tip Network for putting this out here, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna put it, on the bigger screen of it, and yeah.
Put Trina to the side and say, "Don't get involved in this." So the big lady yelling, "You died, yo! You should have died on that scooter." All that like this. So I muffed. I walked up to the. Shut the fuck up.
Who attacked who and who's lying? This happened in December 2024.
Footage shows Cory Holcomb reaching over 2 people. people and punching me out, and my whole head goes back, and it's a whole horrible whiplash thing. It's horrible. It's like he punches me at 30 miles an hour over the security guard and another person. When you see the footage, it's going to change your life.
A Corey Holcomb clip came out with him muffing Christina Payne in the face. A lot of women have been uneasy.
So TMZ showing Corey Holcomb punching another comedian in the face outside of a Hollywood comedy club. But let me add that the comedian is a woman.
And women have been just going crazy on Corey Holcomb ever since that time.
And I'm going to be honest. I watch Corey Holcomb's podcast because it keeps me, it's like a refresher. It reminds me that ain't shit. Like, if you really want to know how black men feel about the black woman in 2026, just watch this is for women. Just watch the Corey Holcomb podcast. He's going to tell you exactly how the streets is and how it's supposed to go. So I'll watch him for that matter, because I need to be reminded that it ain't nothing out here.
TMZ, I can't beat TMZ. If TMZ say it, most people gonna believe it.
But here's the part nobody's talking about. This incident actually happened over a year ago, and Corey Holcomb has already publicly addressed it. No arrest was made. LAPD took a report, and Corey even tried and failed to get a restraining order against her. So people are asking, why is surveillance footage resurfacing now? Why is this going viral again after so much time has passed? And what makes it even messier, Anton Daniels has been calling out Corey's behavior and accountability for a while. So now the internet is connecting the dots, y'all. Is this about justice? Is it about timing? Or is this another case of drama finding new oxygen online, y'all?
Struck her. Corey not only denied it, that police report went nowhere. Corey actually goes to court, files a restraining order against Christine, saying she's the one who actually hit him. So there's no video for like a year. No video.
Seeing that playback and having to relive all of this all over again.
I mean, what I'm asking is, are you going to pursue legal action again? The cops felt it was like a stalemate when it happened because they had no video. Now they got video. So I'm wondering, are you over it, or are you going to pursue this in court?
What's making this so difficult, Christina, to go forward with it?
Comedian Christina Payne says Corey Holcomb punched her, and now she's claiming he had a gun before it happened.
The longer version where you see somebody brandishing a gun.
Well, that's the thing, is that it was literally sent to my attorney where it's cut right after he were to pass it off or something like that. So it's like they're not showing the whole video, and that's what I'm saying. That was only a matter of like 8 minutes or something like that of time, but they're literally showing right at the 3-minute mark or something like that. And
she said they were outside roasting each other. That's what basically kicked it off, and he couldn't handle what was being said, allegedly.
From when I walked out there initially, instead of cut right there, because there's a gun involved that he passed off to another female comedian and was like, oh, go put that up for me, before he hit me. So literally, I am fighting with my mouth for my life, roasting this dude, but in the name of...
What? You're fighting for your life with your mouth?
Behave. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I guess with them teeth and that face and them lips, I guess you would probably fight for your life with your mouth. What would you do to fight with your life with your mouth? But okay, I'm just saying that just sounds kind of like weird.
Jesus.
I believe her, given his track record with the way that he's been treating women over the years.
Get the out of my face talking noise until you know what you're talking about.
Tried to cancel him, but our guy Corey Holcomb is vindicated.
Corey Holcomb was at least granted a restraining order or filed one on Christina Payne. And from what I can understand, Christina Payne is no saint. She is, according to many people, a troublemaker, a person that may have allegedly some problems with drug use or selling drugs. Again, I can't confirm that. I have never met anybody in that particular circle or whatever. But these are some of the things that I've heard about her.
I know you fired up. I'm sorry this is happening to you. And for the feminist women that don't know and understand, she is not no victim. She is not no victim. Like, this woman is a thug. Like, she sells drugs. She is out of pocket with her mouth. Like, anybody with any moral standard, like any principle.
You
like,
know about
she
the brick
cannot-
lady? Do you know about the brick lady
the
story?
brick lady.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, false narrative. Deceptive practices is what they call it. And when I talked to the judge, because I swore on everything, the judge even looked at her like, what? She even asked the judge, even the judge asked her, are you texting TMZ? Like, who was you texting? Like, the judge is asking her, like, because she's been texting TMZ. Like, she really want to start a story against Cory.
And you showed me a couple of them screenshots of what's happening to you. Do you think you're the only one that this has happened to? I'm talking about coming from high on the meth side of the game, get down. This is her history.
Yeah.
On the meth side of the game.
Yeah, and I stand on it. She said this will be a perfect time to kill Cory Holcomb outside the Improv in June 2024.
Say it again.
She said this will be a perfect time to kill Cory Holcomb. And I said, don't say that. And she walked away. Because she forgot me and you cool.
No,
she
but
walked
out here listening to them two backdooria. So what are you gonna do now against Cory? Listening to these backdooria type and acting like that his word is bond. And this sister right here just told you how this was coming at me.
She was. She's been coming for you for a long time though. Like, she's trying to take your bag away, and I'm telling you,
she tried, and they would have succeeded if my friend wouldn't have told me. Do you know they got a court date against you, and this is the second one? Because they hid it.
Yeah.
They hid it. Look, the homie who was right there, he gonna come up here. He gonna tell you we had to search where to go because they hid it.
Wow.
Sean Harley is who I'm talking about because the other ain't got enough scruples to mop a flow.
This is what I tell you all about running off with narratives. A lot of content creators out there and publications, notably one that we're going to get into, TMZ, have crafted a narrative that paints Cory in a specific light that doesn't tell the full story, the full context.
But I've never had a conglomerate after me. When I got off my flight that was delayed, it took me 9.5 hours to get from Detroit to LA because of the snow and everything. It was a man taking pictures of me, asking me about a gun, because I think that's they play. They want to try to act like I pulled a gun out when it was so many people out there that night. Nobody's going to say Cory had a gun. It's just not going to happen. But I think that's the play they trying to do. But I'm carrying on. I want to bring on my brother Derek, who is.
And so he seems like he's at the airport. I don't know if he's at LAX or not, but somebody found out when he was coming in, and this weird thing happens.
Did you have a gun? She said you had a gun, Cory.
So the guy is asking Cory Holcomb about Christina Payne, and I think that this is TMZ.
Damn.
But wait, there's more.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Why was you sneaking around that corner taking a picture of me? Why was you sneaking around? You're not that good at being a sneak because I saw you. So I don't know who you are. You haven't identified yourself, but I'm asking you to leave me alone.
All right.
Whoever you are,
All right.
weirdo.
All right.
Leave me alone. I'm asking you.
All right, take it.
Go away.
Oh my God. Nothing to say.
Whatever you do, I don't care. I don't know you.
All right. All right. Doing my job. I got questions to ask. I'll ask them.
Stop sneaking around the corner taking pictures of people. That's weirdo. I don't even know why you're still hanging around. Get lost. I got you on camera.
So Cory is saying, I got you on camera. You know, like, why are you following me? Can you leave me alone? And then it continues.
Listen, I'm just doing my job.
Hey, if you wanted to get famous, you finna be famous. I don't know why you following me. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Go away. Yeah. The devil. This is demon work. Demon work.
They want you to believe one thing when the truth is an entirely different thing. And unfortunately,
Man, I feel bad for them. That's crazy. That's crazy work right there. To be just a random motherfucker just follow around you in the airport, just filming and taking pictures of. Wild shit.
a lot of people that I thought were smarter than this ran off with the narrative. They got behind a victim who, by all intents and purposes, is not the person that you all think she is. That's the problem. People want to be so fast to wag their finger at people without really even stopping to take a moment to examine the facts, examine the history, examine the context.
Polite savages.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated top. There is another world beneath it, the real world. And if you want to survive it, you better learn to pull the trigger.
Ladies and gentlemen and polite savages, we are now about to embark on a journey sure to anger feminists and modern women alike. You ever notice, polite savages, when sometimes people put out an old tape and try to make it seem like it's a new tape or a current tape, they don't say that this was from an old date in a case that was already dismissed because they understand that they are wrong in the first place. But it didn't mean a damn thing because TMZ knew that they had an axe to grind with Cory Holcomb. And what they wanted to do was catch that man, get that man, have him out there, because we all know one thing is true. That celebrity news, that celebrity junk, they got to get them views and them clicks. And the TMZ is the OG of this space, of that clickbait. So to all the folks who piled on, let's just put it this way. The full context will set you straight. You dig? So as always, we can only guarantee to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. And sometimes the truth is a bitter, bitter pill, but you got to shut up and keep it real. But a lot of these folks is walking 2 ways uphill and 3 feet snow, still scared to take that truth pill. So there's nothing left to do but get on up into it. Are you ready? Well, let's go.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
TMZ tried to act like they got an angel who's been victimized, but that ain't what happened.
Man, like I said, if me and bro got your back and you turn on me and him, and he done threw punches.
But who you talk about?
Her boyfriend. Her boyfriend, he throwing punches.
What's she doing to him?
Tried to call the police on him. That didn't work. When the police came, they was talking to him. And so next thing you know, came out there screaming. And they like, what happened to you right here? It was like, did she do it? He like, yeah, they took her to jail.
There's an obvious slanted in the media against Cory Holcomb, and one thing's for certain, it's very easy to underestimate somebody who speaks plainly, who has offensive language, who says things that you don't agree with. But one thing is for certain, whether you agree with him or not, it is very unwise to jump out a window condemning something that you don't understand.
When I speak the truth, because I speak profanity, people are able to dismiss it as mediocrity. But I'm giving you the game.
This whole thing with this lady who was running up on people, when the truth comes out, people started to see that she's had problems, physical contact with a bunch of different men over and over and over again, to the point that, damn, her ex has a restraining order against her. Corey Holcomb has a restraining order against her. She's been kicked out of multiple places, known to be an agitator, known to run up on men, but it doesn't make a difference. So I'm not saying that when Corey stepped over and smushed her, yes, it was a smush. It wasn't a punch, because obviously you've never seen a man hit a woman before, because if you have seen that, you would know that woman wouldn't be standing up with her good sense. No, she would have been knocked cool out, because that's the way it really goes. It's just like with the brick lady. You folks took her at her word. She got busted inside of the head of the brick, and all the sisterhood and everybody else was jumping off a bridge, talking about how they knew that Rhoda Osmond, scammer queen, was absolutely innocent. She did nothing to deserve this. And you guys are doing the same damn thing over and over again. See a little clip of a tape.
What's so crazy about it, I don't hear all you ladies and some of you men out there, once she got popped off, when she got convicted for that crime of faking and taking all that fucking GoFundMe money, I don't hear none of y'all talking about that. I don't hear none of y'all condemning her for scamming y'all asses. I don't hear none of y'all. Y'all quiet as a church mouse pissing on cotton with a room full of cats. I don't hear none of y'all talking about that shit. What happened? I ain't got nothing to say? Oh, okay. Right. It'd be too much like right.
Know the full context and want to condemn a man. But listen, some people are uncancelable. And you think he's going to get canceled? That 5150 nation going to stand strong. Just like I thought. 22,000 people in the chat last Tuesday. What you going to do? Nothing. Because one thing you did, the fatal flaw, was you underestimated a person you thought you were superior to. And it bit you right in the ass. You dig?
I just learned how to respect the things around me and respect myself, because you know, if you can outthink a man, you got a man beat. So I never underestimate my opponent at any times, and I always respect myself. I'm a gentleman. It only get gangster if necessary.
To all the slow people in the back, let me be 100% clear again. I'm not saying that you should ever step across and put your hands on anybody. I'm not saying that I agree with it. And I'm not saying that you should even put somebody's kids up there. But what I am saying is that you don't have the right to dictate how somebody responds to your action, to your disrespect, to you crossing their lines. It's one of those situations when you start it and it comes to you, and if you don't like what's coming back, well, you don't really have a choice of what comes back because you put it out there in the first place. And let's really break down this situation, ma'am. We understand what you're saying, ma'am. We know why you're doing it, ma'am. Why were you not victorious in the first case, ma'am? Well, you weren't because you didn't show up to court, ma'am. That's why your attorney decided not to represent you, ma'am. That's why the DA didn't pick up the case, ma'am. Why did this wait for a year before it came back around? Because this incident happened with Anton, and you knew, ma'am, that you and TMZ can get together and get some headlines, ma'am, and maybe you can get some interest in the case.
Yeah. And don't think that Anton ain't got nothing to do with bringing her back up in that video a year later, getting back out here in public meeting for everyone to see, acting as if that was some recent shit that just happened. I get everybody want to say Corey's this, Corey's that, Corey's disrespectful, Corey was wrong for talking about his child and putting the child up there on display for all to see. I get it. I don't think he gives a fuck. How about that? I really don't think he cares. He tired of motherfuckers fucking with him because y'all are trying to check a bag off of whatever y'all can check a bag from off his name. He don't need the regular world to make his money. He's self-made, just like Cat Williams, self-made, just like Dave Chappelle, self-made in the comedic circle. He ain't Kevin Hart. He ain't Eddie Murphy. Who else? Fuck. Dude to play Day Day. He ain't him. There are different levels of comedy, just like there's different levels of musicians, just like there's different levels of artists, singers, Just like there's different levels of actors, just like there's different levels of content creators. Pick a lane. Pick a lane. Everybody got a lane. It's just, what are you good at? You know? It's just, what are you good at? So shout out to the whole thing. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. Shout out to all those that's gonna watch on the replay game. Shout out to those that, you know, tuning in right now or in the cloud. This is about as much as I'm gonna say about this whole Cory and Anton thing. We got other things to talk about. If something breaks real with it, then maybe I'll talk more about it. But if it's just this back and forth nigger shit, I ain't about to keep talking about it. This is my last time with it. My thoughts on it. Anton kicked it off. Cory kept it going. And others want to jump in and capitalize off of it. Feel how you feel about how you felt, how Cory handled it, and how he did what he did and said what he said about that man's family. But I don't think Cory would have said anything if that man didn't go on a world-class thongathon tour on everybody's platforms crying like a little bitch. You can get mad at me all you want. I'm a small channel. You know, some of you big fries, y'all said what y'all said, and y'all feel how y'all feel. Do I condone what he did? If I was pissed off enough, I probably would have done the same fucking thing. And I got kids. Don't be out here claiming that you're something that you're not, and don't stand on it. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. That Stone Cold said. So just don't do it. Stop doing that shit. Stop capping. Stop capping for the enemy. You know, stop being a grifter. Stop piggybacking off of other people's popularity. If you can't get it on your own, then I don't know what else to tell you. But I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. If you got this far tonight, I do appreciate you tuning into the Black Bottom Roscast. I'm your host, Ross Lee. And like I always say at the end of my shows, you know, rest in peace, Sensible to P. And like he always used to say, I want you to live as long as you want and never won't as long as you live. This is Ross Lee, and we are gone.